Okay, so welcome back to the Rime of the Frost Maiden, with the mighty dragon having been defeated just, and once again, Aslani, I've never seen a character come so close to dying without dying, so you need to say a few more prayers, I think, to your goddess.
Yeah, that's my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I gotta say, I especially enjoyed taunting Aslani with the dragon, saying, "Where is your god now?" The god came through. And you got back to Sky Tower Shelter, having defeated the dragon and formed an alliance with the clan there. They seem to be eternal friends. Not so eternal that they're going to give you griffins to fly over to an island where it's rumored that Aurel herself lives. It's somewhere over here in the Sea of Moving Ice. But as you see, the Sea of Moving Ice is pretty big. And I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Darius who suggested that you go over and see Angajuk, who is a friendly whale. Not only a friendly whale, but a whale with an air bubble on the back of her back, so she can effectively transport you under the water. So that's where we'll pick it up from. We'll have you saying goodbyes to your allies at the Sky Tower Shelter. There was talks of going to Wormdoom Crag, which you still can, of course, but the discussion was that you were just going to press on for the island of Solstice, as it's called. So, Neverlost Knuckleheads. What would you like to do?
Not all at once.
Well, are we gonna head off and
Are we gonna stop?
see if
at
we
the
get to
keep?
Algajuk?
Are we gonna stop at the keep on the way there?
It's a good idea.
So you can make a beeline for the keep if you like. Feel free, if you want to see what happened in all of these places which were attacked by a dragon, the Shardland dragon, you can. But where would you like to go to? Would you like to go to the keep? Or stop along, say, East Haven might be first, or could go around Loch Dundershire to Caer Connig? Where would you like to go first?
Is Valyn still with us?
Yes, she is still with you, and she's still got her sleds, which are very efficient ways to travel across here. But Valyn is definitely still with you. Well, the way to Knuckleheads. Shall we do some disaster tourism on the way? Head to the keep? Where shall we go?
For me, it would be the first time. I never been to the Neverlost Keep, so it would be fun to go there.
Is it only Thoradin that actually has been now then?
Yeah, we're the only one.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. In that
Arden's
case, isn't
keep.
it? Is it my keep? Yeah, absolutely.
You're Thoradin now.
Yeah, we should name it now Thoradin's Keep.
Oh.
No, we're fine. Well, I think we should, as we're in the area, it makes sense to just go and see how things are. Make sure that the dragon didn't do any damage, that type of thing. So I, for one, vote for that.
Sure.
Well, shall we head for East Haven then? And then follow the road to Caer Connig, and then the keep, and then the Seal of Moving Ice.
Sounds
Okay.
right.
So you make your way down the mountain. It's a lot easier going down than going up. The villain gets you all onto her dog sleds, and once again, these dogs are slightly creepy. Not like normal dogs. If nothing else, they seemingly can run without rest, which is a very useful thing. You can take much more time. But villain gets on the dogs and says, "Yeah!" And you head off, wind blowing in your face. And I think, giving this speed, it's going to take you a few days to get there. But eventually you come across to East Haven. And if you give me just a second, I can tell you what you see there. So remember, you decided to have the final confrontation with the dragon at Bryn Shander. So the dragon ran around here and did some damage on the way. So, let me see. Whoops.
East Haven's where we first fought him, right? And then
Yeah, we did fight Mr. Raven.
Yeah, so, that's correct. Yeah. So you tracked him there first. He was too powerful. You decided to zoom around Bryn Shander and get as many people as you can there. So as you approach East Haven, it's been a few days since you visited there. You notice the town's still in a mess. About a third of the buildings are destroyed and beyond economical repair. You've noticed a few refugees, I guess would be the best word, have returned there. They seem a bit directionless. You have a look around for the captain, who was one of the head of the town militia here, and he's dead. And you look around and there's people trying to get by as best they can, but things are destroyed. There's still an everlasting winter to go by. It's basically a really, really sad, depressing sight. You see some graves have been assembled hastily on the edge of town, and you give a rough count, look at the some families, whole families, mother, father, children are buried in the same grave. And you look a bit close and do a fairly morbid count, and you count about 250 bodies here have been slain. So would you like to do anything, or would you just like to press on to Kira Dinaval?
Oh my goodness.
did we make any wealth or anything facing that dragon and stuff like that? Is there anything we can potentially give to the rebuilding effort?
I think we did get some money out of it.
The last dragon, we certainly did.
I mean, we haven't really had any opportunities with the Icewind Dale to spend the money that we've got, so maybe we can put it to something good.
But who could we possibly leave it with there, though?
Who did we leave the
Isn't
cauldron with?
Speaker Dunash... no, wait, that's Bryn Shander. Who's the Speaker of East Haven?
Deneth Whalen.
Which was a good guy, I think, if we recall.
Yeah.
He was trustworthy.
Yeah, he is one of the better leaders around here. He's probably around with Speaker Dinashay, but he's well respected for both his humility and his way of speaking plain. And you do see Speaker Deneth Whalen wandering around and helping out as best he can, but he looks just...
Between everybody fleeing to Bryn Shander and them losing a third of their population or whatever, less people to fight over the cauldron we left them.
That's a positive
Yeah,
spin.
If we do have some spare money, the Islani would ask the party if we can leave some with the local church or with the local authorities to help rebuild and perhaps gather food from other cities that haven't been so damaged. Sister, you mentioned refugees, right?
Well, they fled East Haven for the relative safety of Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is really the only city that has a fortified wall around it, so not very effective against a dragon. So they fled to Bryn Shander, but now they're returned. So I guess they're returning refugees.
I mean, without counting all of, like, the gems and the random things, if I just look at the party loot character sheet, there's like almost 2,000 gold there, just sitting there.
I think there's more than that, because I'm looking at the bio and info sheet of everything that we haven't been bothered to put onto the actual character sheet.
Right.
And there's another 1,000 there, and it's 1,300 actually at least. So yeah, there's plenty.
Yeah, and there are a lot of gems also that we can sell, but I
Yeah,
think
okay,
it will take
sure.
a while to organize everything.
I'm sure we can leave him a couple hundred. I mean, that'll go a long way.
Yeah, but who do you leave it with?
Well, the
Islana.
church or Daneth Wayland or whomever.
Yeah, the speaker perhaps.
Yeah, the speaker's around. Then we should leave it with them. Yeah, certainly.
Okay, as I said, you do see Speaker Daneth Whalen. Oh dear. Just saw Matt's message.
Bloody hell.
Send me a message. Make a medicine check. There we go. Yeah, so you find Speaker Daneth Whalen. He's wandering around and he's just stoic. He's not really responding. He's just looks like, he's just his third of his town's been destroyed. Things are a mess. I think PTSD would be a good way to describe his demeanor. But as he goes, knuckleheads. My goodness, you guys are a sight for sore eyes. I know that the dragon has decimated much of the 10 towns, but I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for you guys, there would be no 10 towns at all. So while times are tough, we thank you once again for your bravery in finally defeating not only the dragon, but by all accounts the Duragar as well. So we owe you a debt of gratitude. So please, at least share a meal together. It's the least we can do. And he takes you over to the town hall, inside, out of the cold and the wind. And he does actually serve you some stew from that the cauldron. And he sits down and says, "So, thank you once again. At least we can offer you a warm meal. Is there anything else we can get for you? We are in your debt."
I'm looking for an armor smith. Has one in the town that you can recommend?
Well, fortunately, the local smithy was one of the first things we got together. Not so much for forging metal, but things like, hinges, various other metal things. What are you looking for in particular, Darius?
I'm looking for a new set of armor because this one is kind of destroyed, so I need a new one.
What type of armor are you looking for?
A good heavy armor, maybe another sprint armor, or maybe better.
He calls one of his assistants over. Okay, let's see what you can find with you. And, because you are the Knuckleheads, just to be clear, there'll be no charge for this. And he sends one of his helpers to go get you some plate, some splint mail. Plate, that's beyond us at the moment. But we could do some scale armor. The guy comes back and says, "Well, we can definitely get you some scale armor, but quite frankly, scale armor isn't something we're building at the moment. If you could wait a couple of days, though, absolutely we could give you some scale mail armor. But it's going to take a couple of days because, quite frankly, rebuilding the town is our priority. Armor, not so much."
Did we salvage like a ton of hide, right? That's in Jory's bag with scales and stuff on it. Can they make dragon scale armor? Is the craftsman good enough? If he's going to be making scale anyways, if we provide the dragon stuff for Dars, would that work?
Yeah, that will take a little bit longer. That we could definitely do that. Our blacksmith is pretty good. It's going to take maybe a 10-day to complete the dragon scale armor.
Do we really want to stop them rebuilding the town, though? I thought our
please,
priority was
please.
to help them.
Please, it's no bother. It's no bother. You are the heroes of this town and many other towns. It's the least we can do. We insist. I just wish we could make it quicker, but times are tough. So scale mail, couple of days. Dragon mail. I know, plate mail 2 days. Dragon scale, a good 10 days. But please, it's the least we can do. People here are thankful to you, and they want to know how they can help you. This is how they can help you.
But that would be like, I don't want to be like greedy or something, but I'm just to know. You were talking about only one plate mail, or it's possible to do more than one?
Well, not plate mail. That is going to take a month at least. But we can do scale mail in a couple of days. Or a dragon scale mail, I guess, but that will take 10 days.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
that would have.
But can the armorsmith at least fix my speed armor? It's just kind of corroded by this nasty acid, but I think maybe the armorsmith can at least fix it.
Sure, well, we can do that. So just stay here overnight. I'll have the blacksmith fix your armor, and hopefully it should be good to go in the morning.
Nice.
Okay,
thank you.
that we can do. So feel free to stay here in the town hall. I have very many things to organize, as you can imagine. So
We should add one more thing to his
Sure.
plate for him to organize. And I probably wouldn't be claw handing the money over, but somebody, I'm sure, who's holding it has it. I mean, we should
if
let him on his way. But
if we agreed on it, I guess Islani could.
yeah,
Well,
that sounds good.
we're not here just to see what could have been, but we're hoping to help once more, and we hope this helps. And she hands over. Is 500 gold okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Oh no,
500 gold to the speaker.
Speaker Daneth well, and no, it's not necessary. And he pushes the gold back to Islani. You've done more than enough.
This is not just for you or your town. It's for anyone that would come here for shelter and help. Please.
Speaker Daneth looks down. You swear you see his eyes watering up, but he blinks a couple of times. And he walks around to the other end of the table and just envelops Islani in a huge hug. You're a good sort, Islani. You're the reason why I do these things. You're a good person, and it's a pleasure to meet not just you, Islani, but Dars, Kla, Tooth, Thoradin. I don't see Jory around, but I'm sure he's helping out. But thank you. Thank you.
Daneth is known as Lonnie for 10 minutes, and he's already gotten closer than Dars.
Wow, yeah. That's how life.
When we wake up in the morning and Daneth is dead, we'll know why.
Yeah. Friend zone for life, even the yes.
She will awkwardly hug him back, hiding a face behind a fringe.
Okay. And Daneth takes the gold, puts it in like the town treasury, and says, "Trust me, this will help." Trade is slowly returning. Both we're getting wood supplies from both Lonely Wood and Good Mead as well, and this will go a long way to restarting the 10 towns. So thank you. And he bids you farewell. So feel free to spend the night here, but I have pressing matters to attend to. And he bows and leaves you to yourself.
Cool. Place to sleep tonight.
Well, I am personally pleased with that outcome, says Evelyn. Well, it is good we return these things. And the sooner I can get my ore back and we find this codicil of white, the better. So, I would have had a problem if we stayed here for 10 days, but overnight is fine. Let us take this moment at least to spend some time in a warm place. We'll pick it up in the morning.
We're going there tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you think that we should maybe look at having armor made whilst we're away with the white dragon scale?
I mean, really, it's just sitting as it stands now. It's just sitting in a bag doing nothing, and eventually, it's going to rot.
Yeah, I think Jory would like to make some. I don't know if he can make something himself, but we can.
Okay.
I don't know how meta it is to know that armor's utilizing the scales and parts of the dragon are often resistant to the damage of that dragon, which is why making dragon scale mail is such a potentially great thing. But understanding that it's going to take time and everything, we don't have that time is fine. But it would be cool to know that it's available and out there to even be put to use by somebody.
Yeah, we can just put him as a commission. Leave it.
I think
then-
given Claw's, outdoorsiness, I don't think I'll say it's meta that it is reasonable to expect that it'll be resistant to cold damage if you get the armor made.
Okay, great. Yeah. Well, then while he's doing that, why don't we, with Jory's permission, and maybe he retcons it and says, "Nah, I'm holding on to it for something special." But unless he says something different, then before we get settled in for the night, and we don't need to, draw it out. But maybe we can go and get us. I think he wanted to make sure he had enough for 2 suits of something. So 2 suits of dragon scale. I think one was leather and one was scale or something, but I'm not 100% sure. 2 suits of dragon scale armor, and Jory can pipe in later what it is, knowing that we're leaving it to be worked on at the smith's convenience.
I'm going to say you can get 1 suit of dragon scale armor and 1 suit of leather armor made from the dragon hide with similar abilities.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll say you prior the next morning, you approach the blacksmith and he says, "Yes, I can do this absolutely, but it's going to take a 10-day."
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Are there any arrows available just to restock up on before we make our way north?
Yes.
Okay.
You could, once again, they're not going to charge you.
Perfect.
How many arrows do you have at the moment?
I'm going to assume that Dars didn't have access to my sheet, so he couldn't reduce them. I can easily hold 60 in the quiver, but I was down to... Let's see, where is it?
Yeah, just bump it up to 60. That's fine.
Yeah, I was down to 29 before whatever last episode was. So
yeah, so whatever it is, it's now 60.
thank you.
Morning comes. Well, knuckleheads. Yep.
Can I just say that whilst everyone's getting cozy and perhaps having a drink, finding a warm place, Islani's going to try and make some food and give it for free for people that she sees have no shelter. She's going to spend the day doing that.
Okay, cool. Easy enough to do. So, ironically though, food is not one of their problems, given the cauldron that they have.
They still have the cauldron.
Yeah.
Would you still like to help with the distribution of that? You don't technically need to cook,
Yeah.
Islani, but it's up
Yeah.
to you.
He's volunteering at a soup kitchen.
But there we go.
will-
That's exactly
What
what
I
it
would
is.
do, what she would do, she would go to the tasks board, see if anyone is asking for any help that she could provide, even if it's hard labor. She will try and help. If not, she will help on distributing food from the cauldron.
Okay, so, yep, help distributing food. I mean, people are out there working hard, and as you approach them with a warm bowl of hot piping stew, they're appreciative, and you could spend a month here and there would still be chores to do. So any help you can give would be great. It is very much appreciated. About Claw, Tooth, everybody else, you doing the same type of thing, helping out around the place?
I don't see. Yeah, Claw's probably not the type to like help in a soup kitchen, but he'll make himself useful for physical labor, moving stuff away, clearing the perimeter, stuff like that.
Okay, so people are appreciative. You get lots of handshakes from stoic-looking men. A lot of kids, they try and help you out while you're helping out, but they're just useless. But they're thankful that they get to hang out with the knuckleheads at least. And a lot of
Claw's gonna find like the most apt looking how do I put it? The most like black sheep of the family, the most redheaded stepchild that he can find of the surviving like sort of teenagers or younger kids.
Okay.
That's trying to help. and he's gonna pull him aside and he's gonna basically explain that people in general can't wait for heroes, as it were, to come along, and Claw explains that he doesn't believe he's a hero, but that by preparing for what's to come in the unknown, you can ready yourself to rise to any sort of occasion, as it were. And he'll spend like the evening, if the boy's willing, to teach him how to like shoot a bow.
Awesome.
And when that's said and done, he's going to pull out the ceremonial stringless longbow that you guys found in the moon shrine. And he'll bestow it upon the kid, and he'll string it up for him and leave him a couple arrows. And basically, like, hopefully set the next, age of somebody that's able to look after the town when he's gone. And then with that, he'll do it in silence, and he'll do it without, expectation of praise or causing a big scene. And then just end up back at the town hall and sort of slink back in.
Nice.
And go to bed.
Yeah. So the kid takes absolutely everything in, hanging on you every word. And he's overwhelmed with not only the generosity of the gift, but the generosity of your time as well. And just as you're about to leave, he says, "So, can I be an honorary knucklehead? Is that okay to say?"
I think Calder and Malik and those that have left before us would be proud to see the ranks swell, and to know that something that they started along with Thoradin and them is still growing. So yeah, but you just keep that between us, and know that when the time comes that knuckleheads are needed, that they've got one amongst them.
Okay. The kid nods and smiles, then immediately heads out to some trees to practice against the arrows before his mother quickly shoos him in. But he gives you a nod. Ah, that's very cool. Very nice. Anybody else would like to do anything?
I think I'm rubbing off on Claw finally.
No, I was deceding the entire time, but my rolls suck. Charisma dump.
Yeah.
I would just like to, if I can find anywhere in town, see if I can find any dots.
Darts, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once
But I
again,
would like to please pay for it. They need everything they can get for their repairs. So
how many darts would you like?
10?
10? So you approach them, and they do have, we'll say a D6 plus 4 darts available. There we go. So they have 6 darts available. And So here you go, miss. No charge, no charge. And then they push the 6 darts over to you. And you know that 6 darts are going to be worth 3 silver is what you normally pay for that. So no charge, miss. You're the knuckleheads. We know what you did. No charge. And they push them back towards you, Tooth.
Thank you very, very much. But you need defenses for your town. You need to be able to repair and to be able to defend. So perhaps I can let you have this leather armor in its stead, because your darts will help me when I need it. Perhaps this can help you.
Oh, miss, that's too much.
I would be grateful if someone can use it and it could possibly save someone's life.
Well, while it's true we are rebuilding the town, there are still dangers out there, so thank you, miss. And they take the leather armor.
Okay.
You guys are so nice.
Oh, they really need it right now.
It's a generous gift too. I mean, leather armor usually goes for 10 gold pieces, you know, which is
Yes.
a small fortune to these people. Okay, nice. So it's Darius.
Darius going. You guys can't fight him. He's running some errands by himself. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's going to try to find some clothing,
Okay.
and he's going to not fabricate, but he's going to I don't know the word for it, but we build or create or manufacture some adult diapers for him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So he's going, because like he's aware that his problem is like make his friends feeling uncomfortable. So he's trying to he come up with this idea to have this adult
I feel like
diapers.
this is a missed opportunity for Jory and Darius to have some role play.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's
I know
true.
Jory's good at like making things out of nothing. Like
Yeah, but I don't know if he can solve stuff. But
Are
I
you
think even
seeking
he would draw
Jory's
the
help?
line.
Are you asking Jory for help?
maybe I would ask him to help me with the fabrication of those diapers, but I'm gonna ask him to keep it secret. And yeah, he wants to have a set of those to use during the travels. That's
Okay.
easy to change, and yeah.
2 rolls I would like you to make. The first is sleight of hand.
Okay. I do have advantage though.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Woohoo!
You have advantage, you said?
it's called dark.
You have
Yeah.
advantage? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so the rest of you knuckleheads, apart from Jory, have no idea what Darius is making. He's managed to A, get them made, and B, put them on without anybody noticing. And even the way he walks, it's not obvious that he's wearing diapers.
I'll assume that I was busy doing stuff with the kid because my passive perception would actually notice that.
Yeah, about a natural 20. I'm gonna give it to him with a natural 20. So there we
It's a
go.
-1. Okay.
It's a natural 20 though, so I'm gonna say it sets you back. Basically have to massacre some clothes to do this. So it's gonna set you back 1 gold piece.
Okay.
And
we have that extra cloth that we took from Calder.
No.
ooh, Calder's multicolored cloth you're gonna use for a diaper?
Oh, we wrapped his body in.
No.
Not
I'm so happy Matt's not here right now.
not cool. And I think if we remember for next week, we'll get Matt and we'll just retcon to East Haven about how they go about making these diapers. Okay.
Sounds good.
So, helping the town out, training a kid, being generous to locals, soup kitchen, and diaper. Got it.
I don't think Thoradin's going to do anything. I can't follow that.
Oh,
Everybody
sorry.
else
Sorry.
is like,
Forgot.
everybody's been like, East Haven's been through some shit. We should help them. Dars is
We-
like, I've been through some shit. I need some.
No, you
Yes.
can looking after the rest of us. Let's
I
face
have
it.
been bullied. I have been bullied, and yeah.
Sorry, I did forget to ask you, Simon. What would Thoradin like to do?
No. I really can't follow that. But I think Thoradin with his kind of penchant for avoiding anything emotional and sad would have just toddled off and tried to see whether there's any kind of defences that could be recreated. Talk to the militia, try and get them organised, and just do kind of military type things that he'd like to do. But
Okay.
yeah, not after the diaper thing. Thanks. Not after Diapergate.
How about we say you go help out with the not catapults, the ballistas. Help repair those.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So, and a lot of it's just manually holding up bits of lumber as people, nail them into place. Okay,
Awesome.
so East Haven done. If you weren't, people insist on calling you heroes, which is not a label that Claw in particular doesn't like, but they insist on keeping you calling you heroes. Well, Knuckleheads, I think we've done our good deed here. Perhaps we should press on to Cair Dineval now.
So did I get the armor fixed? My splint armor?
Yes, consider your splint armor just normal splint armor now.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Okay, so morning comes again.
Wouldn't
You
it
leave.
Wouldn't it be faster and safer if we travel to Bremen and then go? Because otherwise we have to go through a lot of tundra.
Can we not go straight to the keep and then to the black cabin and then up that way?
Even from the keep to the Black Cabin, it's all wilderness.
It's not like we're gonna get lost.
But, I mean, we fought a dragon, so feeling cocky.
Well, no, like literally, I know these places like the back of my hand. But I guarantee you, we won't get lost.
Well, hang on a minute. Thoradin's got to find the keep. Remember?
That's true. I've never been there, but okay. From the keep to the black cabin, we won't get lost.
That's the reason I was asking before whether he was the only person who knew how to get to the keep, because this could prove to be quite funny.
Claw would know it's about an extra, maybe day of travel if you go via the keep.
Okay. Cool.
Do we want to go to the keep, or do we want to check on Cair Dineval to see how they are doing?
Oh, down there.
Yeah.
Doesn't Cair Dineval get wasted? I thought Cair Koenig was pretty much the only place that kind of survived because they met the drunk dragon guy.
Yeah,
I
but
know
you
London-
only met the drunk dragon guy. Town was abandoned.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm sure they said that they got. Who
We
got
went to
the?
Cair Dineval, and the castle seemed to be okay, but everything else
Ah.
was destroyed.
That's right. Yeah, people were going in there, weren't they? Yeah, absolutely.
I have some notes here, because we did go there, because we went to the Lost Spire of the Netherrealm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Cair
Dineval
Dineval was all destroyed, but the keep. So the keep was left, but we never went to the keep.
Yeah, that's correct.
We just
Yeah. And Cair Koenig was literally the speaker and just drunk out of his mind. I mean, he was a drunk
when
the
his
first
mind
time you
was.
met him, but now he's just a sad, lonely drunkard.
Yeah, I forgot when Islani joins. I think she was with you guys already.
Yeah, she was at that point. Yeah, I remember.
I think she joined on the way to Cair Dineval, actually.
Yeah.
That was her first stop.
Yeah, that's it. It was at Cair Dineval. She was there helping the wounded.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so we have been there. I think it would be. I would vote go straight to Bremen and then from Bremen to Angershuk.
Okay.
Well,
Bremen. Sorry, I can't see Bremen. Oh, I can now. Sorry. Yeah, no, I've seen it now. I've seen it.
There are tail,
I wouldn't mind asking
animals, the plain Bremen.
What was her name? Nipsey. If she survived, like last we saw her was in like was it a scry or something where she was fleeing Lonelywood? or somebody said they saw her leaving Lonelywood, but we don't know if she's actually survived.
She was heading for Bryn Shander, I think, wasn't she?
She
So
was.
we're going to go to
So yeah,
Brown.
so we'll through there, right? And then I give them some money too, and then head off do our thing.
So the only thing I was going to ask Malcolm out of character is if Thoradin's the only one who actually has been to the keep, and I'm not tempting fate, but if something happened to Thoradin, would the keep still exist as far as the group's concerned? Do we need to go there so we're kind of giving everyone a reference?
Do you have a deed?
I could write you one.
It was stolen from Sindurga, basically.
Yeah.
Keep on a napkin with beer stains. Just...
Well,
That's it.
little ring of beer.
A bit of trout juice.
Well, let's say this. We can say Thoradin gives everybody, but Claw in particular, very detailed instructions on how to find the Neverlost Keep. And let's say you send a messenger from East Haven, letting various people know that these people are. And what I can also do... where is it? I've been keeping an accurate track of the keep on the map with all your people there, but I'm not seeing the map just at the moment. Somewhere, won't worry about it. But yes, so you send a little messenger saying that Claw, Islani, Jory, Thoradin, everybody is more than welcome. They're their allies. And you also know that, what the Neverlost Knuckleheads done and spread far and wide. So everybody knows who Darz is. Everybody knows who Islani is, and so on. Okay.
Awesome, thanks.
Keep secured for the group, even if Thoradin falls. So, Bryn Shander it is. And before that, it is the quickest way.
Yeah.
And you head off to Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is doing pretty good, all things considered. It is where the final battle was with the Shardlin dragon, and the dragon was focused on fighting more than he was defending. So yeah, it's good. The House of the Morning Lord still stands. You see Speaker Dunshay, she's, helping things out. There's still quite a few refugees here. Not quite the Bryn Shander that was overflowing with Bryn Shander when you were here before. Speaker Dunshay comes in. Oh, hello, Knuckleheads. Always a pleasure to see you. What can we do for you? We're still quite busy dealing with the refugees who refuse to go home, and for some of them I can't blame them. Like from some of the cares, there's literally nothing there. So we're trying to house them and help them as best we can. But what can we do for you? Bryn Shander owes you a debt.
I think we were just passing through to make sure you are okay.
Well, yeah, we're doing, I think, better than all of the other 10 towns. I mean, some of them are just gone, so we're doing okay. I mean, the damage the dragon did was minimal, thanks to the defense we mounted here. So Bryn Shander is doing okay. As I said, the only real problem we're having is just clothing and housing these refugees. As I said, some come from the carers. We've had reports there's literally nobody there. Maybe if this blasted winter ends, they can look at moving back. But for now, we're just dealing with these refugees as best we can. But please, let me know if there's something I can do for you.
We are inquiring after the well-being of Speaker Nimsy. Have you heard of her?
Oh, Speaker Nimsy, bless her heart. Yes, she was here for a few days, but she headed back with all her children. She was very thankful for that, and about 10 or so of her fellow residents with her. So I assume she's back at Lonelywood. Speaker Nimsy's okay. She survived this madness, and we need good hearts like that. So Speaker Nimsy's fine.
Clear to Anja Jukes.
No, we're down here now. Lonelywood is up there, and Bremen is there, and then Angajuk is there.
Right. Is it sort of like here it is. Anja Jukes there. It's closer to Lonelywood, right? Like.
Yeah, but if you go,
I mean, like, just like if we were gonna donate money kind of deal, then.
Brinchandia is there.
Oh, I see. They want Brown because it's just on the other side of the lake. Okay.
Yeah.
Just thinking money would help, like, rebuild only a lot, but it's okay. All good.
So I think the 500 gold that was left at East Haven was meant for as many places as it would, or was it just for East Haven and people who arrived in East Haven? I guess what I'm asking is, do we want to donate here as well?
I
think
don't
coin.
Why not? Claw doesn't have a super attachment to currency.
Yeah,
which is weird for
Islani is
bounty
the same.
but for him, it's the thrill of the hunt and the chase and the contract, not the money. So
To me, Brinchandia is doing okay. There's a lot of people that need it more.
Okay.
And Brinchandia.
fair enough.
I guess we've got more of an association with Lonelywood anyway, haven't we? So if we can have... Okay, awesome.
Do we speak about what happened in the Sunblight Fortress? Remember that I'm not sure if Greendolf, I forgot the name of the Doega dwarf. I don't know if she already contacted Brinshanda. Remember that
They were going to start a trade negotiation or something?
yeah, she said that she would prepare documents, etc. to conflict that.
You can inquire.
If you bring it up to Speaker Danche, she has been in contact with a female dwarf. I forget her name was, and we're in the midst of negotiations with the Duragar. Seems very un-Duragar-like, but they're interested in money, and quite frankly, some of the metals that they mine are very useful for not only Brinshanda but the 10 towns. We're still in negotiations. It's complicated. A lot of people are rightfully not trusting of Duragar, considering Duragar literally attacked so many of the villages as the dragon was raging. So it's complicated, but it is progressing.
Just out of character, were we not supposed to go back to some other? Am I talking of the right game now? That we were supposed to go back to some people that we found, the aliens or something that we found along the way?
No, we sent people back.
Yeah,
they disappeared, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they left.
You return back to here, where the gnome Ithalids were, and you got the shard that was in what's his name? Calder's from Calder's body, and you gave it got to them somehow. I think you might have seen a messenger, but
yes.
they've left.
Okay.
And they killed the messenger, by the way.
Didn't say that.
Oh my goodness.
Remember, you said you found a body there.
Oh yes, they did. You're right. Yeah, a body without a skull cap, and lacking a brain. So, are you leaving money here or not?
Leave money, or would we be able to send something to Lonelywood? Would you have anyone that could send something to Lonelywood?
Oh, of course. I have some very trusted couriers who not only fought bravely to defend Brinshanda, but have been working tirelessly. And I'd trust them with my life. If you have some gold you wish to send, or anywhere, we're more than happy to facilitate that.
Maybe we can do that, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Sure.
just want to sorry about the last courier because you were so helpful to us, like helping us to get the Calder's body, and the guy was killed. So sorry about that. May
Well,
Cannonball receives his soul in his house, but yeah, sorry about that.
of course, he will be grateful, miss. But let's assume you're 100% responsible for the death of that person, which I don't think it's true. But if you are responsible for the death, you've literally saved thousands. So the ledger is well in your favor. So, and I know you won't take no for an answer being the Knuckleheads, so where would you like this gold distributed? I mean, if nothing else, it's going to help get the economy of the 10 towns flowing again, and maybe we can stop all this mindless bickering.
How much are we sending to Lonelywood?
Well, Lonelywood's quite a tiny place, so should we? I don't know. We probably don't need to leave as much. 100, 200? And then do we leave the same at Bryn Shander?
You mean same as Easter Haven?
No, I'm thinking 200 at Bryn Shander and 200 or 100 at Lonelywood.
Okay.
Maybe 100 to Lonelywood because it is a much smaller place.
Well, the reports we have from Lonelywood is there were no direct casualties at all. They saw the dragons coming, hid in the wood. A lot of the buildings were destroyed, which is why Nimsy went back to start rebuilding. So there's literally Nimsy, her children, and about 10 people. I'm not sure if that's going to affect how much you send. But everybody there was no casualties at all in Lonelywood. They saw the dragons attack on Tourmaline and just left.
So if we send money to Nimsy though, I trust that she would know what to do with it. She wouldn't just pocket it. I think she would use it for good around the area.
I think every survivor in 10 towns would end up with cookies.
As much as they could live with. Yeah, absolutely. So I think 100 to Lonelywood and give, leave 200 with Bryn Shander as well, or more if people would prefer.
Good. Yeah.
So yes, that's it then, Malcolm. Please.
Okay, sure. So, okay, so Lonelywood and Bryn Shander. Okay. I'm hesitant to ask this, but Tourmaline, the Cair Connig, Cair Dinaval, Goodmead, Dugan Ho, Targos, Bremen. I mean, they're all. I mean, as I said, Bryn Shander was lucky, but everywhere else, not so good.
Well, if you feel like the 200 allotted to you would be better elsewhere than as a speaker of one of the major towns, then you're more than welcome to.
Okay. As I said, Bryn Shander is doing pretty well. I'll distribute as best I can. Cair Connig, nothing, quite frankly. We know there's literally nothing. Very few survivors. Cair Dinaval, they've got their castle. So I think Goodmead, Dugan's Hole, Tourmaline, Targos, and Bremen will distribute it around those areas.
Goodmead had like the smallest population, didn't it? Like, wasn't Goodmead only a population of like 50 people or something?
Yeah, it's usually about 100 at Goodmead. We know approximately a quarter of them were killed. Dugan's Hole, just a small place, but literally half their population died, a good 25 odd people, and every dragon destroys every structure in town. I mean, unfortunately, the dragon went with Dugan's Hole first. Dugan's Hole, I think they're lucky to only lose half their population. But yes, I will distribute as I see fit. I think the Cairns, there. No amount of gold is going to help them. But thank you once again, Knuckleheads, and please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Thank you.
We will, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to say it's the end of the day by the time you get here, and you spend some time, relaxing, maybe at the local inn. And if there's anything else you'd like to do, let me know. Otherwise, it's pushing on to Targos in the morning. Okay, so off to Targos. Now, if you remember, Targos was a place where you more or less staged a revolution. And, and you also remember that you
Don't know what you're
installed
talking
a new
about.
speaker, Arth Downsun, and they've changed from sacrificing people to sacrificing fish. So that's something. And yeah, they're gonna need all the leadership they can from Arth, because that they were alerted, allowing Targos time to repair. The militia came through, siege weapons were bought. And Speaker Arth, who's happy to see you, of course, it said it took about 8 hours to reduce Targos to a smoldering ruin. The walls were spared, as is the harbour, thankfully. But once again, you approach this, it's depressing. This is also depressing. Look who was here.
Oh.
Oh dear, too soon.
Oh no, he just told her.
Yeah, just mark that on everything.
Grimmick's there as well, look.
Oh.
There we go. The
That's-
honorary, the original Knuckleheads. They tell.
Just sorry, what's this here? Is that a dead body?
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly say what that is.
Speaker's body from the.
Yeah, Speaker Maxilendar. He was the guy who you staged a revolution against. He was a member of, what's it called? The one of the.
Zentarum.
Yeah, Zentarum. Yeah, Zentarum. Outside the town, there's a good 500 graves you count out once again. Suitably depressing. Much of Targos has been destroyed. It's a smoldering ruin. But Speaker Downsun is there doing his best to get the refugees who have come back and started the slow process of rebuilding it up again. And you notice that a lot of them, you may see a lot of people traveling back and forth between Targos and Bryn Shander, just to get supplies, because Targos is an absolute mess. So is there anything you like to do here? Or you can just press on.
Press on, I think.
Okay.
Matt's wife's okay by the looks of things, by the way.
Oh, good. Apparently it was just painful. Not labor. It's something. Okay. So you press on to Bremen. Bremen, yeah, a lot of people in Bremen, they say, tried to flee onto the boats to get away from the dragons. The dragon hunt them down. Speaker Scar, who you met briefly, the entire militia and a good 2/3 of their population are killed. And this place is actually abandoned. There's nobody here. You assume they've all left to go to Bryn Shander, but Bremen is just completely abandoned. Pressing on.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, with
Okay.
a very depressing mood after seeing that.
It is depressing. Okay. once again, Villain gets your slightly creepy dogs away. Yeah, you head off across the tundra. Tooth, roll me a d20 if you'd be so kind.
Oh, roll a dragon.
Oh my
Dragon,
lord.
dragon.
Yeah.
An 18.
18 dragons.
18.
I'm sorry.
We all want Dragon
They're
Man.
coming to the funeral.
Roll me a d8 as well, if you'd be so kind, Tooth.
Okay.
Best weapon.
I ensured our future. If we all die, we all get to play friends of that little kid we taught to become a knucklehead. And the knuckleheads will live on.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, just a second.
Just rolled 18 dragons and they're gonna come in 3 turns.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You come across some nomadic people wandering across the plain. There's about 10 of them, and you see them through the bad weather. They give you a respectful nod, but from a distance. They don't seem overly interested in talking to you, but they're not seemingly. They just they stop and watch you. They give you a nod.
This time. That's all that matters
Yes,
to
and
me.
that's the truth.
Or suddenly they're the most civilized Charlotte berserkers we've ever met.
Do we recognize anything about them?
Are we going in the same direction and like?
No, they're more or less traveling at right angles to the direction you are. If someone would want to make me a history check, that might give you some clues about who these people might be.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll roll it, but it probably won't do anything for me.
Oh,
Nice.
With 3, I have a +1.
okay. Well, we'll say Islani, given her studies, you do recognize the types of peoples there are. There are people that have skewed civilization. These people are rarely seen in any of the 10 towns, and they're called the Reghead Nomads. And you know there's various tribes of these, like there's ones who model themselves after the bear, alga, tiger, and wolf. So there's various tribal bands that wander around, and they're very nomadic. They're very good at hunting, because if they weren't good at hunting, they'd be dead. So these are people who like just wandering the plains, hunting, setting up camp each night, pulling it down in the morning, setting it up in the morning again, and just traveling around. I think it's a far more sensible place to hang out.
I'll
And
let
that-
everyone know.
And you know that they're no threat. They don't have any beef with random people they found. But overall, they just prefer to be left alone and just left to their wandering. They see civilization as a bad thing.
Are they close or are they far away from us?
Oh, they're, I would say 200 feet. As the bad weather, swirls around you, your visibility is limited to about 200 feet. So they're about 200 feet away. And you get the impression that they saw you a long time before you saw them. But they give a sup bro type nod.
So
Sup bro?
and turn back to where we need to go.
Okay. So just giving them a wide berth and heading over to the Ungajuk spell?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Not every encounter on the random encounter table is a as a ancient white dragon. So pressing on, the rig-head nomads watch you as you go, and then they continue their endless walking of the plains. And after a day or two of trouble, you make it back to Angajuk's Bell. Let me just find the map for Angajuk's Bell. There it is. So if you remember, there were some, I think, trappers here that you scared off, who were looking to poison it. Angajuk isn't there, but if you remember, there was a bell there that you could ring that would summon her. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much how you left it. There's a cabin there, and there's a bell there. What would you like to do?
Tooth, is it you that Angajuk took a liking to? It was, I think, wasn't it?
Where are we wanting to go? Where do we want Angajuk to take us
Isle
to?
of Solstice.
Isle of Solstice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which you know is somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice. But you're not entirely sure where, but you know it's the island of Solstice.
Okay.
But we know for sure that Oreo is there.
You
Or
have
it's just,
seen many times, although I have not narrated it, every morning, I think it is, you see a gigantic bird who you recognize as a rock, as an ROC, a massive bird. I think you're probably all familiar with, I think, 40 feet wingspan, or just a huge bird. And every morning, you see the rock go out, you see what you assume is a reel on top of it, and it seems she goes over and casts her whatever she's doing to maintain the winter. But she's far too high to, even with claws, 600-foot range, just far too far away and far too hard a shot. So every morning she kind of flies over across the Icewind Dale on the back of a gigantic bird, seemingly, it's not hard to deduce that this was the way she's keeping the Icewind Dales in these perpetual winter. And just from talking to people, that she always seems to come from somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice and return somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice. So to answer your question, you suspect, yes, this is where O'Reilly is.
Then I reckon we will go to ring the bell.
Okay, you go up and ring the bell. And after waiting for an hour, something like that, eventually Angajuk rises from the surface. I see the friends of Angajuk are returned. So they don't really trust any of the blasted land grabbers with hunting whales, but you folks I trust, especially you, Tooth, I believe it was. Why did you summon me, Tooth?
I am so glad to see that you are here and that you are still well. Angajuk, we need your help once again. We are really trying to help probably yourself and the people of 10 towns to try and stop the winter. We need to get to the Isle of Solstice to try and do this. Maybe if the winter is not so harsh, the people will stop trying to kill the whales for oil. So is there any way that you could help us to get to the Isle?
People have been hunting whales for as long as I can remember. Far beyond this winter that seems to bother you surface dwellers so much. It is no bother to me that the winter will continue. I will survive, and I will survive long after this residents of 10 towns either perish or the winter itself ends. So do not think I am bothered by this weather tooth, and do not think the whale hunting will stop once the winter stops. But you yourself have done me a great favor. And you see some of the scars on Angajuk's back have started to heal. That blasted dragon took many a pound of flesh off of me. And ever since you destroyed that boat, the attacks have stopped and the dragon has gone somewhere else. So I do not do this for a favor for the 10 towners. They will hunt whales from now until the end of time. But for you, Tooth, and for the rest of you knuckleheads, I will do this favor.
We thank you, Angajuk, for
Dar is gonna
preserving-
bow and say,
Mm-hmm.
majestic creature.
Was everyone else here when last we were here?
No.
It's the first time Islani is seeing
Yeah,
the world
Dar
as
as
well.
well.
Probably Islani, Jory.
No, I think Jory was here.
Jory was
Ah.
Jory was here, yes.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was definitely.
yeah. Malik wasn't, though. Malik died. Oh, no, Malik was here, but definitely
Yeah,
not
Mal died
Darius.
afterwards.
Angajuk, I would introduce you to our new friends, Islani and Dars. They joined us. And I would be grateful if they could come with us as well.
You will vouch for them, Tooth?
I will.
That is good enough for me. Malcolm can't remember, but you're heading for the island of Solstice. I think that's what you said.
That is correct.
While I do not know directly where it is, there's something odd about that island. It moves around. But I'm sure I could find it. But keep in mind, it might take a few days.
Okay. Is there anything else you need right now?
No. No, I am more than self-sufficient. So,
Wonderful.
climb aboard. And you see there's a really odd air bubble on the back of its, back. So yeah. Climb on aboard. And so you all climb on aboard and get onto the bubble. And the bubble is, it's quite pleasant. It doesn't, there's no coldness once you submerge into the water. So you all got on, and Angajuk dives down into the water. And, you're traveling through the oceans with Angajuk. And I'll share this piece of art again because it's just so cool. And as Angajuk goes round, some other sea-dwelling members like narwhales that you can see there, the unicorns of the sea and dolphins and everything go through. And, it's a really pleasant experience. And you've been cold, you've been attacked. This is perhaps the most beautiful, peaceful time you've ever had there. Angajuk takes a few detours along the way, points out shipwrecks, large, huge vessels that have sunk. He puts out some underwater, caves and all sorts of interesting things along the way. And you can tell she's not in a terrible hurry. So she shows you, she's submerged pretty much for the whole time. And it's more like a tour guide than anything else. You see shipwrecks, you see giant castles under the ground as well. And Angajuk explains that many years ago these were huge castles for storm giants. And it's just fascinating to see these things. And she also points you out some other ruins under the seas, and she tells you tales of how Cyclops used to rule this place. And the giants, the whole area was known as Asteria. And after about 3 days of, seems Angajuk's time is her own, and your desperation to get to the island doesn't bother her, but yeah, she gives you a thorough tour of the underneath the sea. And is anything anybody would like to do during those 3 days? Let me know.
Is the whale able to speak underwater?
We'll say yes.
Were you always able to talk?
No, I wasn't. Many years ago, when the Sea of Moving Ice didn't move quite so badly, I unfortunately managed to got myself beached and was unable to get back there, and I thought my time had come. But then a very kindly, I think you would refer to it as an owl bear, a creature who wandered, he came. And he did 2 things for me. Number 1, he cast Awakening on me so I could, be able to talk as I'm talking now and be aware that I'm more than a Maui and I'm a somebody. And this creature helped me, A, become aware of myself, awakened me, and B, helped me get back into the water. And he also helped me fix this harness. He said that I've done you a favor and the chance is going to be returned for you to return this favor to other people. And he helped craft the harness that I wear and this air bubble that you're in is presently. So I owe everything to this druid. And he comes and visits me every now and then. It's always a pleasant to see him again.
Islani wouldn't know, but I think we found an abandoned cabin. It looked abandoned for a few times.
Yeah, that was this one.
Yeah.
But there's also the black cabin, which might be what you're thinking of.
No, I'm thinking, is this druid still alive?
Ah, yes, the druid is still alive.
Oh, okay. Fascinating. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for taking us where we need to go. I never thought that there was so many wonders underneath the water.
Well, few people do. Have you ever come across this druid? I mean, sometimes he looks like a Goliath, sometimes he looks like a mighty owlbear. But his name is Oyamantara. If you see him, show him kindness, and blessings tenfold will be returned upon you.
I think I remember this name.
Yeah, he was the guy that there was a party that wanted to fight him at Kevin's cairn, and that's where we met Gareth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That is true. They were seeking Oyamantarok and Calvin's cairn way back in one of the earlier sessions.
That's not a character.
Mm-hmm. But that is true. Well remembered. Anything else you'd like to do on your whale journey?
You see that Dar is really quiet. He can't be this stuff is making him to be there under so much water. So he's kind of really scared. So, but he be like just quiet and just holding his fingers along the corner.
Okay, cool. So he's not liking underwater so much. Anybody else?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so after about 3 days traveling with Angajuk, he eventually finds the island across in the middle of the sea. And he gives it a quick circle just to scout it out. And he said, and the island is more or less shaped like a snowflake. Like it's got 8 sort of arms off to the side of it. And he finds a dock of sorts there. And he says, well, I can drop you off here. It's no problem. I can't help but, once you've done whatever you need to do here, well, what are your plans after that? How do you plan to get back? Do you wish me to wait around? And if so, how long?
Is that a way to contact you? Because I mean, we don't have a bell here, so maybe.
Tell you what. At dawn, I will return to this dock that I will leave you at. Or let's say a 10-day. If you're any longer than a 10-day, then I am assuming that whatever you've done has gone horribly wrong. And I won't return. But every morning at dawn, I will be at this dock for 10 days.
Okay.
That is exceptionally generous. Underjoke.
Yes.
Well,
Thank
been
you.
exceptionally generous to me, so
Thank you very, very much.
you're welcome, Tooth. And
Stay
as
safe.
Mhm.
Stay safe, Underjoke, and hopefully we will see you in only a few days.
I hope so too, Tooth. And as you're approaching this island, the fog which you've been traveling through, which is all over the Sea of Ice, travels thin enough to see 50-foot high cliffs surrounding this island. So, hard. And you see jutting out of the water off the coast, you see bare, weather-beaten mast of sunken ships. And ahead of you, you make out what appears to be a partially shattered dock carved out of ice. And as you get closer, it becomes obvious that this dock was made for giants. But with Ungajuk's help, you manage to climb up onto the dock and onto the island of Solstice. And let me make sure. And the fog is very thick on the island. And you should just see a little bit of the map down here, if I've done everything correctly. Do you see a little bit of the map down there?
No.
Just seeing black, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I just see. black.
Down here?
Down here? Oh, black.
Yeah,
No.
black.
It's all black?
Yeah.
Black.
Oh, black.
All blacks, there we go.
All
That's the
blacks,
problem,
yeah.
all blacks. I might
Wow.
need to change.
Yeah. I see nothing but losing South Africans.
How about that? I think that'll be better.
Yeah.
Whilst
Yeah, now I can
you
see
are-
something.
So, as I said,
I will cast as a ritual.
Yep.
As a ritual, I will cast water breathing
okay,
because we're in the sea of moving ice, and I will also cast again as a ritual after that water walk. And I would have started this process while we were still on Angajak.
sure. So, water walk and water breathing both go off. And,
Thank you.
your spells infuse people. And what I'll do, actually, I'll move you down here. This is the dock you came on right here. And I'll just give you a look around. Whoops.
Okay.
So you should see more of the map being revealed as I just move you around, just so it's not quite so claustrophobic. So you guys have just, this is a dock here, and you just leave the dock. And as I say, the weather here is just terrible. So terrible, in fact, that I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw. I don't know why.
Okay.
Tooth. Sadly.
That was Tooth. Yep. Actually, I'll make one for Jory as well.
Sorry, you broke up just a little bit when you were explaining why we needed to make the saves.
Oh, I haven't explained it yet.
Oh, okay.
So just a second, but I just want to make one for Jory before I forget. The Neverlost
We
Knuckleheads.
make one for Claw as well.
Okay. There's Jory.
Oh,
If it's cold, I'm resistant to cold.
Oh, okay. So if you're resistant to cold, you're fine.
Oh, great.
Jory can't save. Okay, so who has cold resistance? Claw? I think Darius has as well, doesn't he? With his boots. You're resistant to cold, Darius?
Cold boots. So.
Sorry, everyone
Yeah.
talked at once there. Does Darius have resistance?
No, it's Claw. Okay.
Only Claw. Okay, so the island is cold. It is ridiculously cold. I mean, you guys have battled through blizzards, through various bits and pieces, but the cold biting here is just something else entirely. You assume that maybe if O'Reilly is here, her presence here is just making it bitterly cold. Thoradin, Dars, Tooth, and Jory. It is so bitterly cold that even being out here for this short time, you all gain 1 level of exhaustion. Adjust Jory sheet. Conditions exhausted 1. Okay, so, and as you see on the token, you can see literally 200 feet around you, and that's it. And as you're gathering in and you wondering what to do, you see a little creature of ice, about 3 feet tall, wings made of ice, a long protruding nose, and it sits down and says, "Ah, you guys look lost. Are you looking for a guide around the Isle of Scrimscale? I am quite the guide. I'm sure I can help you see the sights. What do you say? Everybody needs a guide."
Do I feel that he has good intent? Or perhaps luring us?
Inside.
Yeah, that's also remote.
Slani, this is your long lost father.
The nose, it's the nose.
You, Claw, you're keeping a close eye on this guy. The most reading you get from him is perhaps too excited to see you. And you think that excitement was come because he is just so damn bored. He is thrilled that some people have come to visit his island, and he's just looking for someone to hang out with. The thing you pick up, he's bored, and he's perhaps overly excited that you guys are here. And that's what you get for a 17. But what is this creature? What is he about? That's a good question, but let's take a short break now, and then we'll get back into it. Sound good?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's say 10 minutes. So at whatever
Sure.
you are, 48. That would be good. Okay, see you in a bit, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so as I said, you get off the island. There's this massive, huge dock made of ice, giant sized, and this little creature about 3 feet tall, white, has wings, it can fly, and it's got a long nose. And it asked if it could be your guide. Claw had an insight, and the thing he got from a 17 was this guy is just bored out of his brain, and says, "So, what do you say? Can Supo be your guide? I can show you many treasures. It's after treasures. I can show you where the treasure is. Supo, do that?
So, Supo?
Yeah?
Okay, let's introduce ourselves first before doing business, all right?
Okay.
So, we are the Neverlost Knuckleheads.
Oh, very fancy.
Yeah. And I mean, I suppose you are familiar with this place, right?
Yes, very familiar. Supo will be a good guide.
So Dai is going to look at the group and to mention Ariel because maybe this guy is working for Ariel. So Dai's gonna look to the group and see if he can say something about it or not.
Yeah, Thoradin will just shrug at you in a kind of encouraging, see what happens way.
Look, Supo, actually we are after not a treasure, but someone called Ariel. You know her?
No. Supos, do not go there. Supo, no. Do not see Oriel. She will kill you. Supo would not be a good guide if you do that. I can show you
No.
treasures, show you crashed islands. Supo, oh, no, don't see Oriel.
Maybe you can do this after, but I would say is to meet Ariel and talk to her.
No, Supo. Supo will tell you there's a great castle in the middle of this island, but Supo no go there. It's no.
Well, perhaps you can't take us there, but we're actually looking for someone.
Woo!
Has someone recently docked on this island? I look at Valine. How does he look like again? He or she? Nas Latimore?
Ness Latimer is a she. Oh! Many ships crashed here. Maybe your friend's in one of those. Super can show you crashes.
Are they recent? Do you know of any recent one?
Oh, the most recent ship crashed in the island's northwest arm. And one survivor managed to survive the shipwreck, but she's just an icicle now.
Okay. Did you manage to see an orb on this crash site?
1 second, says DM. Yeah. This lady had some type of orb in her hand, sparky gray, and there was a white weasel that kept on staring at me. Sopo didn't like, so Sopo left it alone.
Yeah. So
And Valen says, that is Nazlatmir. It's her familiar, the white weasel. It's her familiar. Now, what I know about familiars is if the master dies, the familiar dies. So, it doesn't sound like Naz Latimer, but it is very, very off-putting that her familiar is still alive. I do not understand. If Naz Latimer dies, it makes no sense that her familiar is alive.
Perhaps she somehow survived with some kind of magic, and she's just trapped in it.
Maybe?
Or maybe
So,
we should
can you
start
show
by
us the way?
investigating this.
Well, Sopo show you the dead lady?
If you'd be so kind to guide us through the safest route.
Of course, of course. No, you humans and other things you like treasure. I could show you many shipwrecks with bountiful loot. Sopo show you that?
We can see that afterwards. If we can make haste to meet this lady, perhaps she needs our help.
Okay. Sopo be a good guide. Oh, follow me. Do you guys follow?
I do. I rolled a natural 1. I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sopo flutters ahead of you. Sometimes Sopo is a little too excited and gets out of range, but he quickly doubles back to show you a way. And he says, let me just check one thing. Yeah, so as I said, Northwest Island. Follow me. It's going to take a little while to get there. And he keeps on flying ahead and keeping you well within sight. And you're all really huddled up against this absolutely miserable cold. Some of you already feeling it now. But Sopo comes along, keeps on chatting, keeps on pointing out. Oh, look, this used to be a great lake. But then, Oriel came and she froze the place. Once again, stay away from Oriel. But yeah, very interesting. Sopo continues to fly along. Goes around the lake.
Whilst we travel, I would ask Sopo. So, this Oral, is Oral in this island all the time?
No, every morning she flies on her great bird.
Every night?
Every morning.
And how long does it take until she returns?
Ooh, not that long. Maybe, an hour? Something like that?
Oh, and you say that she's at the center of the island?
Yes. The big castle there.
Have you seen her?
Oh, I've seen her flying on her big bird. Sopo hides when that happens.
You've not met her?
No. Sopo doesn't go. Stay away from castle.
Was this your island before Oral came here?
Yeah, this is Sopo's island.
So
Oriel is an interloper. This is Sopo's island.
There's no one else here, then, other than Oral and yourself?
There's a few things around. I've seen some yetis. They live on some caves near the castle. I've actually seen some humans as well. It's quite strange. It's these 3 old ladies. There's a family there, but it's strange. This family picks up rocks from one pile and puts it in the other end of the pile. And these 2 people, I assume the mother and father, just endless, take about a month, move the rocks to one side, and these ladies bark at them, and they move the rocks to the other pile. And they've been doing that for about a year now. I Sopo don't understand.
Where is this?
Oh, it's to the west of here, sort of just a little bit south of where the frozen lady is. Sopo has also seen giant sharks.
Sopo, I also noticed some giant structures here. It seems like some giants lived here.
Oh,
So,
yes.
are there any giants here still?
Oh, no, Sopo has never seen giants. But I think giants lived here because, like, where you got off, big, huge wharf, and the castle at the center of the island, like the doors that Sopo has seen when Sopo got brave, is definitely giant-sized. I think giants used to live here, but giants I have not seen.
Okay, let's. Sorry for distracting you. Thank you
Oh.
for guiding us.
No, Sopo loves to talk. Loves to talk. And it leads you along a little bit. And through the blowing snow, you see a grand assembly of ice sculptures across a snowy field at the foot of a mountain. Closer examination reveals these sculptures are completely faithful to their subjects. Bear, elk, saber-toothed tigers, wolves, remoras, white dragons, and other creatures of the north. And you look closely, and you can see like the hair on the back of the wolves' backs. You can see a little bit of drool coming from the wolf's teeth. You see the stripes meticulously done on the saber-toothed tigers. And the white dragons, you can see the scales. And the scales you've seen up close of white dragons. It looks remarkably close to it. Sopo thought you'd like to see this. Pretty sculptures.
Are you sure that these are sculptures?
Oh,
It looks like they were frozen here.
I don't know. I mean, Sopo's just thought of them as ice sculptures. They're very good, aren't they?
They made.
They
Do they
made
look
here.
like they could have been handmade or magically made?
In all of your travels and all of the art everybody's seen, Claw, Darius, everybody, nothing has come close to this. So it's either by a Michelangelo level sculpture or something else again, maybe by a divine hand. So these statues are just magnificent.
This isn't like things that got caught in like a white dragon's breath.
You don't get that impression. I mean, there is a white dragon here, and it's about the size of the white dragon you fought. So these are, one-to-one replicas. So when I say a white dragon, it's huge. And it gives you you guys a little bit of PTSD from the last white dragon you came across. But yeah. Life-size white dragon, about the size of the one you fought. Life-size wolves. There's even a Remoraz. Can't remember if you guys have fought those, but these are like worm-type things that burst from the ice and eat people. And this thing is like physically bursting up through the ice. Is the impression that the sculptor is given.
Is it definitely a sculpture or is it a frozen whatever?
I think this would be a nature check for you, Tooth. Being very familiar with the creatures of the Icewind Dales.
Oh, not really, but
Well, not sure what your nature modifier are, but we'll see.
+1.
So you spend a good 20 minutes looking closely at them while Villain just glares at you. You're trying to determine whether they're ice sculptures or frozen animals.
Yes.
Yeah. With the nature of 17, you can't work it out because the statues are so lifelike. So this could be frozen animals, like petrified type of deal, or it could be just a very good sculpture. You're not sure. What you do know though is if you if they were frozen animals, what you could do is remove one of the legs and look inside the legs. If it is solid ice, then it's a sculpture. If you see a frozen bone inside of the thing you broke off, then you'd know it was an animal. But you would have to break off a leg to determine that.
Well, I will tell the rest of you guys that I'm not sure if this is real animals, but if it is real sculptures, I don't want to break it.
Yeah,
Because it's very
if they are sculptures, for all the bad things that Oral has done, this is magnificent.
If it came from her, yes.
Sopo, were these made by Oral? Or were they here before Oral came?
So Sopo not know. Been here as long as Sopo has been here.
How long have you been here, Sopo?
Well, when I claimed this island, Sopo was maybe 2 years ago.
Okay. Was Oriel here already or not?
Yes. You guys know the winter has gone on for a good 3 years, so it's not hard to deduce that Sopo arrived, after Oriel. Yeah, Sopo, it's been here 2 years, and Oriel was here, and yeah, beautiful sculptures.
Sopo, do you mind me asking what type of creature you are?
I'm Sopo. What type of creature are you?
I'm a human.
Oh, I'm Sopo. I'm not sure what to say. I'm just Sopo.
So, how you arrived here in the island?
Oh, Sopo flew here. Took many days, but Sopo found it and claimed it as Sopo's island.
You flew from 10 towns to here?
Oh, I don't know what 10 towns is, but I flew from the mainland. Anyway, this is... aren't these beautiful? I saw you looking, lady. Maybe you should chop off a leg to see. Sopo's pretty sure they're just ice sculptures. I mean, why would a dragon land here and just, land? That's weird. And look at that remorays. That's bursting out of the ice. That's artistic license, if you ask me.
I don't think it's wise to desecrate the island's sculptures. I mean, they are pieces of art. Whoever made them, I hope they could use their powers for good, rather than evil. And I would hate to destroy such a magnificent structure.
I don't know. Maybe you could save the animals. Maybe just break off a toe.
If they are frozen animals, then it's not really.
Well,
Like
look, these creatures are suffering here. If they are animals and breaking off a toe, well, that's not good. Maybe you could save all of these. And there's maybe 30 of these sculptures around there. So breaking off of one toe to save 20 animals, that seems like a good deal to Sopo.
As much as I would like to believe that I could save them, you said it yourself, they've been here for years.
All the more reason to check.
To be dead.
But okay,
Like
let's.
If we don't touch them, they can live forever.
Live forever in a frozen hell? What type of person are you? I thought you were nice.
What kind of person are you that calls your own house a hell?
You've been here for years and you haven't tried to break off a toe?
Oh, no. Let me be clear about hell. Living in a frozen sculpture, staring at the same thing year after year after year. That is what Sopo considers hell. This island is Sopo's island. It is a paradise. And Sopo's not very strong. Sopo doesn't know how to break off a toe. I've always wanted to, though.
Okay, let's assume this is those are frozen animals. How can we save them?
Well, you're the Knuckleheads. You said you're the Knuckleheads. That sounds pretty cool. Maybe you could save them.
So while all this debate's going on, Thoradin's got the bored look on his face that comes across just before he does something stupid.
Uh-oh. Everybody inside. Just kidding.
So he's kind of looking around to see which of these I'll call them sculptures is the smallest and hopefully
let
the
me
least
see.
threatening.
I'll give you the list and I'll let you decide. So those are what the sculptures are. Maybe the wolf would be the smallest.
The dragon.
Dragons aren't that big, are they? Really?
Once
So he's
again,
gonna-
as big as the one you fought. So I think adult-sized dragon.
Exactly. Little. He's going to toddle over towards the elk without kind of scratching his beard and he's listened to what everyone's saying about is it alive, is it a sculpture, he's not overly sure. But he's also heard people saying about not wanting to hurt these things, so he's actually just going to get a piece of his cloak, just tear a little bit off, hopefully it's dry enough, if not he'll take something from inside, get his tinderbox out, and he's going to set fire to it against the side of the nearest or most easily accessible bit of the elk figure, basically to see whether he can melt through rather than cut things off.
Okay, so why don't we say you melt like a bit of the fur on the side of the elk?
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you get your tinderbox out. It takes a little while to get it going just because of the wind, but assuming by this time you guys are fairly comfortable with lighting fires in the wind. And while Sopro is prattling on about saving animals and stuff, you let the little tinder fire, get a fire going up with a dry piece of cloth, and you hold it up. And the side of the elk starts melting, and eventually the fur gives way, and you look through it, and you're pretty sure the creature is ice. It is not an actual animal, it is just a very nice sculpture. And you're feeling really proud of yourself that you've taken the initiative and sorted this out while everybody was debating. A huge 7-foot tall woman made of snow just rises up from the sky, and she cries, "Defilers!" and points her fingers at all of you. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Even if you're cold resistant. Everybody.
What?
Is that what Thoradin says? Test.
Yeah, Simon and Thoradin, yeah.
Let me make one for Jory. And Jory's getting all the
dear.
conditions.
Sorry, folks.
It's all part of the fun.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Collection.
Right.
There you go, Dars. Don't make you feel better.
Let me make a Constitution saving throw for Jory.
Everyone is dead. Everyone become a frozen statue.
God,
Did you get there?
oh my lord.
Jory. Oh, sorry, Jory.
Listen to me, people.
Yes, I will get an inspiration.
Oh, yeah, feel free. I'll roll again for
Oh.
Jory, and I'll use up his inspiration. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
And you have two tooth, so why not?
Oh my god.
Oh, tooth.
Take your other one.
Does a 14 fail as well?
I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you. Once everybody's pleased that they've used up their inspiration or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my lord.
Okay, I'm just screwed.
Oh, yes, me too.
So as I said, this huge 7-foot tall woman made of stone, she cries out, "Defilers!" and points a finger across all of you. Sorry, I misread it slightly. The rest of you, as Thoradin is off to the side, she points a finger just at Thoradin. So the rest of you are okay, so feel free to take back those inspiration points. Got it slightly wrong. So it's just Thoradin. And she points "Defilers!" at Thoradin. And a huge blast of else just envelops Thoradin. And then the lady who is made of snow just gently drifts back into a plain old snowbank. And Thoradin, are you immune to cold damage?
No.
That's correct. You're vulnerable to cold damage.
Thanks.
So you're vulnerable to cold damage. So if you take 5 cold damage, it'll be 10 cold damage.
Okay.
Do I recognize the tall woman?
Make a religion check. Who is it, Aslani?
Oral.
It's a form of Oriel.
So Islani knows it's Oral?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And she's gone, you said?
Yep. Actually, there's a cool sound effect. Maybe this would sound cool. Let's just play it. There we go. That's what she sounds like.
Are you okay, Thoradin? That was Oral. You just got... These must have been done by her.
Did I take damage? Sorry.
No, 0 damage, but you're vulnerable to cold.
I got you. Sorry. I'm with you.
Cursed you to be vulnerable.
I'm with you now. Sorry, I was expecting to be hit with something.
No actual damage.
So Thoradin, being the bright spark that he is, it'll just turn around and say, "They're definitely not real." But I don't know what happened. I feel chilled. Who was that? Was that Oriel? Did you say?
That was Oral. That woman. That's one of her shapes. A tall woman.
Let's get her then. Come on. She went this way.
Yeah.
And he'll point generally towards the snowbank.
Okay. So you head over to the snowbank that the 7-foot-tall woman made of snow was. What do you do?
Using his fantastic tracking skills, he's gonna see whether there's any sign of her or like a door of some sort trapped.
Make a survival check.
Oh, this again.
Oh,
There
God,
you
no.
go.
Yeah, it turns out you're looking in the wrong bank of snow, and it's just rock twigs. No sign of any goddess there.
She's clever. She's disappeared. Hang on.
Great of you, Thoradin. I mean, she called you a defiler, pointed at you, and did absolutely nothing.
There's nought to this woman then, is there? Why don't we try and knock one of these other ones over? She'll come back out, and the rest of us can jump her.
Oh, Sopo thinks that's a great idea.
I see, Sopo. I like your style. You stand in the middle with me.
Sopo's too weak to push it over, but if you push it over, Sopo will help. Will stand guard.
As much as I would like to agree, destroying Orals, if these were eventually or truly made by her, destroying them would only anger her, therefore eliminating any chance we have to parlay with her and understand her reasons.
Sopo thinks we push over and we talk to her. This is a good idea, Slimy.
I think you've had many good ideas, Sopo, and this is not one of them.
Oh, Sopo sad.
Yeah, for someone that hides every time she appears at dawn, you are too brave now, right?
Does Oreo live in the castle in the middle of the island?
Oh, Sopo see her leave her many times on her bird, so yes. Sopo thinks Oreo lives in castle, but Sopo not going to castle.
We know the castle's in the middle of the island, so do we need Sopo? A good idea is to go talk to Oreo, but he wants to talk to her by breaking her statues, but not actually going to where she is.
Oh, Sopo thinks Claw is right. Maybe we best leave alone.
Because
So we're not summoning her. I thought we wanted to get rid of this curse. Why traipse across the island to this castle when we know how to bring her to us?
What I'm going to
I'll
say that
assist you.
Islani knows, more than that it was an Oriel, it was a manifestation of Oriel. Technically not Oriel herself, but a manifestation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it seems like more a trap. Like, somehow she made this uh, spell that somehow this manifestation could help if someone could defile her stature. So I think it's just a warning or something like that, or maybe a trap.
So I think Thoradin, when that's been explained to him, will kind of calm himself down a little bit and realise that it's not going to actually be the solution that he hopes it would be, and the shortcut.
Why are we bothering doing this? Perhaps we just move on. Nas Latmir waits. It's angered Oriel. What more can we possibly accomplish with these statues?
Finally, we agree, Valine. I knew this day would come.
Well, the creature said this was hell for some people, and it is indeed a cold day in hell, so we do agree. Oh, Sopo, where do you want to go? Sopo, you want to visit the family first? Then Naslatamir, or what do you want to do?
One's closer.
Sopo thinks the family is a little bit closer. So Sopo take you there, yes?
Our step one for being here is to help Velen find her codicil, which is from Vladimir, right? Like, she
Yes.
needs that to help us potentially deal with Oriel.
Yes.
And the orb.
Well, no. Technically, she says she needs the orb to find the codicil of white. And what she's hoping to determine with the codicil of white is find a way into the lost city of Yithrin, because Yithrin is possibly the greatest magical city that has ever lived, and she's very interested in getting whatever's inside there. So technically, it's not to defeat Oriel. You get the sense that the villain's ultimate motive is to go to the lost city of Yithrin and claim whatever magical bounties are there, and she thinks she needs the codicil of white to get there. And she thinks Nas has the orb, but she's not sure where the codicil of white is. But
So really, if we go to Ness and she finds the orb, she has no reason to stay with us.
here we shall see.
But us to find the to meet her. She said that if we help her, she will help us. So
I mean,
that's what she's been doing, like, since.
and she has been helping you. She's fought by your side. She's traveled with her beasts to speed up your travel.
Yeah, that's
But she
true.
said she wants the codicil of white. She's not sure where that is. She knows Nas Latimer has her orbs, and if she gets both of those things, she thinks she can get her way into Yithrin and the bountiful magical treasures. Regardless, our goals are aligned at the moment. Let's get this orb. I don't know if you want to go into the castle to fight this thing. But we shall see. Seems our path is
Well,
clear. I think the family, whatever they're doing here, they're moving rocks. Mine's not to question why. I think we just head to Neslatharamir. Then we make a decision from there.
Let's try and find your friend first, yes.
Sopa says, okay, let's go, follow me. And leaving several immaculate statues behind, one of them slightly singed. Sopo starts leading you further around the island, pointing out various bits and pieces. You come across another field of ice sculptures. Sopo looks at Thoradin suspiciously.
He'll just kind of nod, and he's looking pensive, but he's not going to go near it.
Okay, Sopo gets the vibe of the group and continues leading you this way. You notice there's a huge mountain that you assume the castle is at the center of, but Sopo's giving it a very wide berth. He keeps out pointing out things that he thinks are interesting, but are not that interesting. And he heads north. He says, oh, Sopo usually don't come this far north, but Sopo helpful. And you come across... I'll just zoom around it. This huge 10-foot tall wall of ice that has been broken down in a few places, leaving gaps through which you can see what appears to be a huge garden of ice sculptures. And I have some art somewhere here. Yeah, so this is what you see. Actually, I'm going to change one quick thing here. This is what this one, it looks different to the other one. But that is what it looks like.
Wow. It looks different. Like how different? Because I can see elves here as well.
Yep, but there are some. So there's you see humans here, you see hunters, you see people who would probably share a mug of ale with at pubs, adventurer types. You see hares, foxes, other small animals.
All stunningly made, like the ones we saw before.
If you'd like to get a closer look, you could.
Yes, I mean, Islani's curious. She would have a quick peek.
Okay. Just one thing.
Is that perception or investigation?
Just one quick second. Okay, as Islani goes to get a closer look, Claude, did you notice anything? Put it in chat there for you.
Here. Oh, okay. And what direction is that from?
In the center of this ice wall, broken ice wall.
I will warn Islani that it sounds like something's crunching or munching ahead, to be careful. And then in doing so, then Claw's gonna stealth, try and just keep an eye on things.
As soon as Claw says there's someone, I like cower down or hide behind a wall whilst trying to look.
So you're so the rest of you, I assume, let me know otherwise, are kind of hiding on the outside of this enclosure while Claw, disappears into the snow. And you're heading towards the munching sound, Claw?
Yeah, if Islani is still moving forward, then I'll move forward as well to provide cover.
I think Islani was hiding back behind the wall.
Well, I thought
Yeah,
she said
just-
trying to take a look.
To try and see what it is, but stealthily now.
Okay. So Tooth is having a look as well?
No.
Okay.
She's just hiding back.
Oh, hiding on the outside. Okay, that's a good idea. Everybody make a stealth roll. Just to, not going to be terribly hard as you're behind a wall. As Jory rolls a 9. Who are we missing? Just Dars, I think. Oh, and Thoradin, of course.
Yay!
Oh, Dars, you've let me down.
Okay, so Claude disappears into the thing, and you look twice, you don't even see him. Tooth does a reasonable job. Islani hides in behind. Jory steps on Islani's toe. Islani lets out a little yelp. And Thoradin comes rushing over to help, trips over Islani and lands on his face. There's a huge racket outside. But everybody manages to settle down after a little bit. Then maybe we should rename the group the Never Stealthy Knuckleheads. But Claw, you approach on the inside. And you see some of the sculptures have fallen over and legs have broken off and stuff. But when you get towards the center, you see a huge creature, maybe 8 foot high, something like that. It's fairly large, almost the size of a horse, so a lot of bulk to it. It's covered in fur. It's got these long claws, teeth jagging out, and it's munching on an elk. And as you watch it munch, it hasn't seen you. You see that as it munches, you can see bones snapping and various other bits, protruding out. So it's very obviously not a sculpture. It's very obviously a frozen creature. And as you're sitting there quietly observing it, it doesn't know what to do. You hear sounds from the outside. Don't stand on my toe! And then, fuck! Someone falling over, face planting into the snow. And this ice troll. I was trying to say not what it was. But this creature looks up and looks towards the south. And slowly starts moving towards where that racket was.
This is the same creature fought on the ship by Aventurus's horde.
Yes.
Okay.
And what you do know as well is you learnt that there are certain magical properties you can get from an ice troll's heart. And you know that if you eat the heart, it's a very healing type of thing. Yeah. So, while it's dangerous, you can successfully harvest the heart of an ice troll and consume it. It has some very, very useful things. But it's a meandering. It's not rushing there, but it's not being stealthy either. But it's heading towards the noise. The rest of you aren't really aware of this, with you doing a Keystone Cops impression, just falling over each other. So what does Claw do?
Will distance himself from the. I think it's the only one I noticed, right? Just a singular.
A singular ice troll. Yep.
Well, while they pick themselves up and get a rage, I'll put myself at a distance. Say, I don't know, 100 and see what's my base range, like 120 feet on this roll. And I will probably start shooting at it, to be honest, and then hopefully draw its attention towards me and let them get into a position where they can sort out what it is they want to do.
Okay, so let me quickly arrange something here. Let's see, 100. Let's do quick math here. This way, 120. So this is. Okay, so the ice troll, say. Oops. Is there. Oh, say. Claw, you're hanging back 120 feet back from the creature. So here's Claw. Put Claw like about there. And the rest of you knuckleheads down here. Jory, Slimy, Dars, Tooth, Villain, of course. I think I've missed one person. Thoradin. Okay. So with my hastily arranged battle map. So we'll just make sure Mr. Claw a bit further back, say about there. And this rather excellent ice wall I've constructed is what you're kind of hiding behind. Doing a terrible job. And yeah, make your attack. First shot at advantage.
Consider it a surprise round since it doesn't know
Yeah.
anything is going on.
Absolutely.
What to do is first attack.
Yeah, that absolutely hits.
Nah.
12 damage, got it. Yep.
I will. I don't know what else is actually beyond here, or if there's more walls or more anything to hide behind. But
We'll say you're right at the edge of it. So actually we'll put walls like this. Ignore this first one. So yeah.
So I'll pass like outside behind one of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
I will hide, bonus action hide.
Okay, so make your stealth roll. 12. Interesting. A terrible roll. Okay, the rest of you, there's a 1 and a 2 on the dice. My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody roll into initiative as one arrow box into the side of this creature.
So if that does not get considered as stealth, if you can see me, then I will. Well, I need to know whether or not, because if I am hidden, then my next attack's at advantage. If I'm not, then it's normal.
You are not. He spots you.
Okay.
Passive perception of 12. So.
Yep, that's fine. So I'll fire. Next one. Ah, there we go.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
It
So
won't have sneak attack, but it'll be another 10.
another 10. Got it.
Really low. Horrible. It's like minimum damage on blow.
That's rough for a crit.
And my third attack. First round.
25 hits as well. For another
That gets a
10.
bonus. And that gets a bonus 1d8. So, another 5.
Okay. So arrows, whoosh, 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 go off the thing, hits the creature, it roars in pain. Knowing that maybe something over here are bad, but definitely something over here is bad, so it turns and snarls in your direction. Let me roll for Jory.
Click on giving me access to it. I can't click on Food's token.
Oh, sure.
Utilize her initiative.
Sure, I can. Because you're on the one computer, right? But, oops, I'll give you control over Tooth's token in just a second. Oh, he says you should be able to do it.
We've got
Oh, I got Thoradin. Thoradin was just controlling Tooth last week, so there we go. Now it's Tooth and Claw that can control Tooth.
To let you guys know as well, we have about 35 minutes or so, and then we have to go for our dinner reservations.
Okay, cool. Well, just let us know, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what was Tooth's initiative? Oh, there we go. And I'll just do Jory's. I don't think this troll has much of a chance, but we'll just see. Jory initiative. Okay, so Claw, you fire several arrows into it. The creature's ignoring the knuckleheads over here, and he turns and starts charging towards you. You get the drop him in again, so you can attack again if you like.
Duffer strike.
Okay.
Make first attack.
Sure. So with advantage with the Zephyr. Oh my goodness. Okay, do your worst.
So that is. So whatever all that is. So
13 plus 11, 24.
and then plus 2d8.
Wow. You get a cheer for that.
37.
So nice. So another arrow comes and flies across the battlefield and sinks into the creature. It's pissed now. Charging towards you. Still have another shot, I believe. 26 hits. My goodness.
For another 12.
Another 12. Okay.
My distance.
I'm going to say. So it's a difficult shot, given there's gloom, and I think those shots should technically be at disadvantage because of the wind, but we won't worry about that since it's happened anyway. But you're trying to get a bead on this creature's now motives. I mean, it's turned and it's roared in your direction. You just plucked it full of arrows without it doing anything aggressive. You don't know what's going on in the spine, given the snow. But Dars, make a perception check.
Me? Okay.
At disadvantage because of the snow. You're not sure what's going on. You hear a few growls and screams from a creature. That's all you know. You don't know where a claw is, you don't know anything, but you do hear some screams of a creature. What do you do, Dars?
I think I'm gonna follow the noises.
Okay. So you'll have to go around the wall. Now, you can't walk through walls, my friend.
Yes.
It's a 10-foot wall. Okay, so 30 feet to there. And I'm going to say once you get there, you do vaguely see the outline of a huge creature. You're not quite sure what it is, but you do see it.
But did I see a lot of arrows on him?
I'm going to say with a perception of 9, no.
Okay. So I'm gonna just say, guys, we have something here. It's a picture here, and I'm gonna cast blast on me. On me, Toraji, Islani, and Jori.
Okay, so that's a second level use of it.
Sorry.
That would be a second level cast as you're doing it on 4 people.
No, sorry. Then it's me, Islani, and Jori then.
Okay, very good. So you cast Bless, and the blessing of your god envelops everybody. And everybody feels that little bit of extra from Kalimvor, right? It's Kalimvor?
Yes.
Yeah. Kalimvor blessings. Everybody feels really good. So that's your action and your movement. Any bonus actions?
No. I'm gonna hold my bonus action for now.
Okay, so with the blessings going up, Islani, it's your turn. Feeling the powerful presence of a deity. That's not your own, but still more than welcome.
Do I hear it approaching? Like
Perception check at disadvantage due to the howling wind.
So I hit.
Yep, you hear the scream, the yells of pain of a creature. You can't tell if it's moving towards you, moving away from you, running away, you don't know. All you hear is a creature in pain.
I'm going to move this way
Uh-huh.
because of the wall, and literally going to hold my shield up
Mm-hmm.
and dodge,
Okay.
trying to block it from moving this direction.
Okay, so fortifying that hole in the wall, Slani gets set up. Tooth, you too can make me a perception check at disadvantage. Did you get that, Tooth? Perception at disadvantage?
Oh, sorry. This our sound is cutting in and out.
Oh yeah, so no problem. So Tooth perception at disadvantage. And we'll take the first one, Tooth. So an 8. Yeah, you see people running around, but you're not really sure what they're up to. Like, what's going on? You don't hear anything. But you see here, Dara's cast a spell, and Aslani puts her shield up. You're not sure what they're doing this for.
I did yell that there is a monster.
Oh, okay. So you know there's a monster. You don't. That's all you know, though. That there's a monster out there somewhere.
Okay. Well, what I know is that Joel went in there, so I'm going to run forward.
Okay.
Probably I missed it. Right. More?
Okay. You hear Dar shouting that there's a monster, but you can't see anything with an 8 perception. I'll say you see Dara's vaguely pointing in this direction, but you don't see what he's pointing at.
No. Thank you. That's all.
Okay. I'm going to say as a completely free action, Tooth casts Primal Savagery, because I've been wanting to press this button for a while. Isn't that cool?
It's a cantrip anyway, so we're good.
There we go. But it's such a cool sound effect that I wanted to press that button for a while.
That is absolutely. Okay, well, I don't see anything, so maybe I would double move forward.
Sure.
Let me just double move forward. Yeah. So,
And I'm saying as you get closer vaguely to the creature by taking your dash action, you do see the creature now, but there's nothing you can technically do about it. But you see this ice troll peppered with arrows. Thoradin. Yep.
as a bonus action, I will cast Flame Blade.
Flame Blade? Okay.
It's a bonus action.
What does Flame Blade do?
I'm but I will get the bonus action started.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, so next time you hit, you're going to do some fire damage with your flaming weapon. How long does Flame Blade last, by the way?
A minute.
A minute. Okay, so, yeah, you're...
10 minutes.
10 minutes,
Sorry.
okay, even better. So we'll say, yeah, your flame lights up and it's covered in fire. Nice. Jory, I'm going to say, fails his perception check, comes over here and blocks the wall.
Missed Thoradin there.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's what Jory does anyway. He goes and blocks the shield, the same type of thing. My apologies, Thoradin. I have a bad habit of doing that.
No worries.
Thoradin, what would you like to do?
No worries. So, having heard Dar's call out and seen Tooth dash off into the distance, Thoradin's just going to follow Tooth and dash as far as his little legs will take him.
Okay, so regardless of your perception check, when you get up near Tooth, you see the creature. Villain is going to make her perception check to see if she can work out what you bunch of knuckleheads are doing. What's perception? That's wisdom? Pretty sure that's wisdom. Yeah, she looks around. What the hell's going on? And she is confused because she can't see it, and she's going to take the dodge action. Now the ice troll. It's got hunted by this thing off the side, but it does see these creatures approaching. So, oops. And it's just completely furious, out of its mind, and it rushes over right next to Tooth. And actually right here. And both Tooth and Thoradin, you just feel the sheer iciness, the sheer coldness of this thing just enveloping you. And it's cold. I wonder if somebody's... So I'm going to roll for Tooth first. Tooth, just by being next to this troll, you take 7 points of cold damage. As it just, the ice coalesces around you. And Thoradin, the ice is
Now
even
for the
worse.
bonus.
You take 19 points of damage. I doubled it. So, yep. Just by being next to this thing, since you're vulnerable to cold, that's why I rolled 66 for you. And I'm going to roll 1 to 3. It attacks Tooth. Okay, it's going to attack Tooth. It raises up its massive maw and it attempts to bite Tooth, but Tooth with an armor class of 17 dodges underneath of it easily enough. But then it follows up with 2 claws. 1, 2, and Tooth, you're acting like Neo in the Matrix and just dodging, and just misses. And Claw and Thoradin, you notice something. I'll whisper to... Thoradin and Tooth, you notice something. So while Claw is doing whatever Claw is doing, I'll type that out. So what do you want to do, Claw?
Yeah.
Okay. They hit.
Around.
Okay, so 17 hits, 28 hits. So roll damage for both of those.
On the first one.
Your first one would have snake, so 19. Yep.
12 volts.
And 12 will miss. Yes. Yeah, actually, it's at disadvantage. So your longbow was a 25, not a 28, but it still hits. But the 12, the wind takes it, whoosh, goes off. But from the somewhere, you see the familiar sight of Claw's arrows striking true. And you want to do a perception, stealth check again, Claw? Just to
Stealth
keep
at the
the...
beginning of that turn. So,
Oh, I was at 17.
I thought-
Okay, sorry. Yep.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, yeah, so you, as I said, you see the arrows come and thok into the back of the troll. Dars, you see Tooth being beat up by this creature. If you want to do a range attack, you can. It will be at disadvantage, though. Regardless of if it's magical or not. What do you do, Dars?
Wait.
Just a question. I don't know if I forgot, but I think bonus is not in the turn order.
Poor Bones. Okay.
I'm gonna roll.
Sorry. I'll put Bones in. Oh, there's 2 Bones. Take your pick. Okay, we'll say with the 14, Bones is right up next to you. That's what he did next turn, staying close to his master. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Dars, your turn.
So I can see like my friends surrounding the thing, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Then hit him with my green flame blade.
Okay.
And
Okay, so
also I'm
casting.
gonna use
Yep.
also my great weapon mastery.
Okay. So you cast Green Flame Blade on your sword. Get ready to attack with the Great Abandon. What do you do? Let's see that roll. Wow, that absolutely hits.
That will be 26 plus 28.
This is a good roll for a Great Weapon Master. Wow, so...
Plus 10, I forgot to add the plus 10, but...
Oh, sure, for the Great Weapon Master.
Yes.
So rushing up, seeing Tooth in trouble, you come in, just do a massive cut through the creature. And the creature falls to the ground, not moving.
Wow.
Okay.
That's gonna... Hey, guys, are you okay, guys? Tarzan, you look hurt.
No, I'm actually good. It only took from my blessing. It only took off from my blessing. So it only took from my temporary points.
Oh, okay. Okay, is anybody
and
else?
Thoradin took a minor hit because of his temporary hit points as well. So don't worry, Dals, we're okay.
Okay, so everybody's calm. The coldness has faded from the troll. The ice troll comes back to life. Its wounds healing.
I was gonna say, there's other people. Yeah, I mean,
Feel free to go back if you like, Claw. This happened pretty quickly. So,
But we did it with fire.
green flame not do fire.
oh, sorry. What does Green Flame do? Green Flame Blade?
It does fire damage.
Ah, okay. Ignore me. Okay.
Real disappointed voice.
Well, yeah, I was never going to.
If Claw, Claw has the knowledge that Claw has, can I walk over and try and harvest the troll?
You absolutely can. So what I'm going to... So you're going for the heart in particular?
That's what I know.
Yes, you do.
the thing.
Make me a survival check.
Tooth guidance me. So
Okay.
you do
And,
as
and I will assist.
well.
Okay, so the good old advantage plus a d4.
That. And a d4.
So at least, so 23. So with Claw's help and everybody looking and some guidance from Tooth, you get it out and you do a particularly clean cut, and you're holding this troll heart in your hand. And even as you harvest this, you can still hear the coldness coming from this thing. And you know you could do several things with it. You could eat it, and that's a good thing. You get some healing from it, and the healing will last quite a while too. In the same way that the troll's wounds will heal, your wounds will heal. So that's one thing you could do it. You could bury it in the ground, and eventually a blizzard will form where you buried it. And if you gave it to someone with an alchemist, you could create a potion of cold resistance as well. So what would you like to do with the heart, Claw?
I was gonna turn around and kind of meta to give it to him only because we don't know he's been cursed with extra damage.
Now, what you do know is this snow woman pointed at her and said, "Defiler." I imagine Thoradin is complaining about the cold maybe more than everybody else, but you don't technically know the curse he's under.
Right. I also don't know that the heart necessarily, like, I can imagine I know that consuming the heart in some way, shape, or form will help against the cold, but maybe not to the degree of, well, I mean, we can't get it to Nimsy and try and have her make something, so,
Die before we get.
and, I mean, as a solo hunter, Claw would, like, claim it and eat it himself, but he's at such a distance it doesn't really benefit him in that regard. So, he'll offer the heart to Thoradin, and basically just explain that the consumption of the heart of an enemy, in particular in this case a troll, might help against the cold in general. He sees that Tooth is standing there with like a flaming blade, and Dars doesn't seem too affected by it, and Thoradin's shivering, so he'll offer up the heart and basically say, it's, I mean, you've probably eaten worse, to be honest. And see if Thoradin will take.
Well, it's not trout, that's for sure. And if you think it'll help, because I am frightful cold. I don't understand why since I touched that elk. So, well, only one way to find out. Thank you kindly. And I don't know how big this thing is, but he'll try and shove it down his throat in one go.
No.
Sorry about that.
No, it's quite large. You're gonna have to take several bites of it, but you're consuming it as quickly as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's dreadfully cold. I'm gonna say, two things happen. One, just from the sheer coldness of the heart, the heart consuming the heart, you take 5 points of damage since you're vulnerable to cold damage. Okay. But eventually you scoff down the heart, and you feel better. You feel that cold damage you just took kind of heals up again.
Awesome.
And what I'm going to put on your character sheet is the effects. Actually, I'll send it to you in Discord so you can keep it secret if you like, Thoradin. So I'll send you a private message on Discord.
We need to kill 5 more.
And that is.
Does he grow like 12 feet and taller? Is that what happens?
Yeah. No, he doesn't. But you'll see in a chat there, Simon, exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Thank you.
And
if you consume the heart of a troll, it's similar to consuming Viagra.
Yeah, suddenly Islani runs away. She doesn't understand why.
Thoradin becomes a tripod.
So yeah, you consume that, and that's what happens. And Sopo said, "Wow, you guys are amazing." Sopo is very impressed. Sopo apologizes though. Sopo didn't know about the troll.
Really, Sopo? You know this island?
What? Specifically,
you just don't
Sopo.
Know about the ice trolls?
Sopo knows of trolls here, but Sopo didn't know that a troll was in here eating ice.
But if you know the troll is here, would you tell us about it?
Oh, Sopo, sorry. Sopo mostly sees the Yetis.
Oral didn't get mad at the troll for eating one of her statues.
Well, what you did notice, Claw, was when the troll was eating the elk was definitely an elk. It had bones and stuff inside it. And the sculptures that Thoradin defiled were ice, so it's slightly different.
Just warmed it up a bit.
Yeah. Sopo, sorry.
Can I roll insight on Sopo?
Sure. Dum da dum dum. Yeah, Sopo is sorry. He felt he should have mentioned the ice trolls, but didn't.
Okay.
Okay, by now, as you trek across the best part of this island, going slowly, and by the time Angajuk moves here, has gotten you here, the time of day, and everything taken into account, the island is the nighttime is coming. So you have a choice. You can press on to where Naz Latimer is, or you can camp up. What would you guys like to do?
Well, this looks like a good place to shelter. I mean, we'll be hidden.
Yeah, if we can hide and we have Valin's dome, is there anything that anybody can potentially pray for or prepare for the morning that will help ward off some of this cold from some of you? No heat sources or magic spells or anything like that? I mean, call forward to me. I pluck strength.
But I think time is of essence here, right? Because
Really? I mean, is it? I mean, winter's been going for 3 years. Is an extra 8 hours gonna?
no, but I'm talking about if the the witch there, if she's dying, if she's like, I don't know, if maybe she's having problems, or maybe,
How about Naz?
yeah.
What does
Remember
Valin
that
want to do?
interesting thing was Naz seemingly dead according to Sopo, but Naz's familiar was alive, and that's a little off.
What does Valin want to do? Does she want to stop for the night, or does she want to push on through the darkness?
Well, that is an interesting problem, Claw. I mean, while we will be protected in the dome from this extreme cold, I think we should rest up. We're going to be no use in the dark with this cold. I can tell already some of you are feeling the effects of this cold. I think we should go into the dome, rest up, and who knows? Maybe Nesletamir is somehow not dead, is alive in some vague sense of the word. Let's gather all our resources and be as healthy as we can.
Well, okay then.
I was happy to sleep first 4 hours and then take watch for the rest of it, while those that need longer sleep. So, and then Tooth will stay away for the first 4 and then sleep the last 4.
Okay, awesome.
For Elf.
So Naz Latimer begins her ritual, and a nice white dome appears and start blending into the background before it. You all go into it, and if nothing else, you feel warm and comfortable in there. A Tooth, you take watch, you keep an eye out for any trolls or anything. Nothing approaches. Sopo kind of hangs around and doesn't appear as he takes a brief nap, but is keeping watch for the most of it. You see him occasionally flitter off and give a wide perimeter of your area, and then comes back. And during the night, Sopo's doing one of these things. I'm going to say while choosing a random character, while Dars is on watch. Do we have a watch? So, who would Dars be keeping watch with, if anybody?
Sorry?
So during your watch, Dars, something happens. We'll say Jory. Jory is with you. You seem to be good buddies with Jory. So as you and Jory are keeping watch, you see Sopo giving a wide berth and coming back. Sopo just keeping an eye on things. And Sopo says, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think there's some elk or something out there that's broken its leg. I don't know if you care or what, but it's broken its leg.
Second half of the
We'll say, yeah, sure. I'll roll a 1d4. 1 to 2, Tooth was on watch. Well, sleep. So, yeah, Claw. So, Claw, Dars, and Jory. Yeah, there's an animal out there with a broken leg. Sopo doesn't like to see creatures suffer. Well, maybe... I don't know. Maybe you want to eat it. I don't know.
Are you sure Sopo is not a prank or something?
Oh, Sopo is hurt. Sopo has been your guide. Sopo
Yeah,
has
and you
led
led us
you
to
here.
Astro, right?
I'm Sopo sorry about Istro. Sopo should have mentioned.
Yeah.
How far away is this elk?
Oh, about 10 minutes walk.
And 10 minutes means it's not our concern right now. I mean, Claw's probably the best one to actually go solo in the night, being resistant and cold and having farther dark vision, but my priority is keeping watch over everybody in the dome right now.
Oh, okay. Sopo just wanted to let you know. But the elk will die in the night, but well, that's okay, I guess. So so Dars, Claw's not interested. Dars, are you happy just to let it be?
The blizzard outside, Dars.
Oh yeah.
What?
You want to go walking out into a blizzard in the middle of the night, 10 minutes away from camp? Like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to get lost.
Yeah, that's going to consider clause advice and okay, so let it be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Claw is right. While it's super cold during the daytime, it is ridiculously cold during the night. So, okay, so Sopo tells you about the elk with a broken leg. Pay it no heed. And morning comes uneventfully. So, you ready to see a lady, frozen lady with ferret?
Malcolm.
Yep.
Could we retcon a little bit?
Could we
Because
what, sorry?
maybe I can send Bones. Because Bones is my familiar, I can use Bones and see through his eyes and etc.
Sure. During the morning or during the night?
During the night, when the Sopo mission, I'm gonna send Bones and we're gonna use his eyes and his senses to check.
Make a Constitution saving throw for Bones at disadvantage.
Okay. Wow.
Not sure how to mean to be about this. I'm going to roll a d4. On a 1 to 2, bad things happen. Bones just captured absolutely terribly. Bones has 2 levels of exhaustion now. Bones does head in the appropriate direction that Sopo said. And you do find an elk with a broken leg. And the elk is not moving at all. It's very obviously dead now.
Is it really dead?
Make a perception check for Bones. Will be at disadvantage due to your exhaustion.
Wow. Back two
So
twins back to back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one that turns into a natural 1 and the other one that turns into an 11. So was Bones checking to make sure that it was actually dead? Is that right?
Yeah, because I can use Bones to cast touch spells because maybe if it's possible, I could like cast Cure Wounds, maybe to try to
It's
save them.
dead.
But he's dead, and yeah.
Very dead.
So, did I see any track or something that?
Make a survival check at disadvantage.
Survival. Survival is wisdom, right?
Yes. I think that's right. Don't see any tracks apart from just some elk tracks. Yeah, so it seems that Sopo was just concerned about
Yeah.
an elk with a broken leg. So
Then I'm gonna send Bones back.
okay, so Bones comes back. I will note that anybody with a point of exhaustion gets it back after their long rest. So we'll say Bones wakes up with 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Morning.
I'm gonna say to Sopo, hey Sopo, sorry, but Bones was there and it's already dead. The elk. So yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I tried.
Okay, so the morning comes, the dome comes down once again, and the cold just hits you like a sledgehammer. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from everybody again, please. Jory. Jury maintains his level of exhaustion. Dars, 1 level of exhaustion. Islani, 1 level of exhaustion. Why is Islani there twice? That's right. Both of them you're exhausted. Oh, Whaley. Wow, that way to burn that inspiration. And did we get one from Tooth? Oh, Tooth, you're fine. Yeah, so Dars and Islani and Jury are exhausted. Okay. So, you want to see Frozen Lady, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, pushing through for this bitter cold, which is just sucking the life from you. You push across the island, and then she heads to the west a little bit further. She points out various frozen lakes along the way. Then you get to a shipwreck. And just a second. You see, let me get this exactly right. Oops. Yeah, so you see, as you approach, there's obviously a shipwreck here of some sort. You see half buried on the edge of the bluff is a humanoid corpse, clad in cold weather clothing. Clutched in one of its hands is an orb made of smoky grey quartz. A white weasel bursts from the snow near the corpse and stares at you with its beady eyes. A voice rings out, "Ye gods! I was afraid no one would find us!" And the sound isn't coming from the weasel, but it's coming from the orb. And Valen says, "Oh, my goodness. That is indeed my Professor. Oh, Professor! It is such a joy to find you. I'm a little hesitant to approach, though, because I do not understand why the weasel is still alive." And the orb says, "Oh, I don't know either. It was the darndest thing. Naz Latimer, wow, he survived the shipwreck, but not so much the island, and this is where he died, and my understandings, according if my calculations and research are correct, that the weasel should be dead. So there's something suspicious happening, but it's indeed a pleasure to see you again, my lady." So as Villain is hovering back, having this conversation with the person she referred to as the Professor Orb, what would you like to do? I think it should be stating the obvious, but I need that Professor Orb back. I hesitate. Look for your advice.
Stating the obvious, but I need those cold weather clothing.
Well, it's with reluctance that this is where we have to go for dinner. So, that being said, Claw will do what Claw does, and he will stealth, and he will watch over and see what happens, and wish you all the best as you approach.
Okay. Well, enjoy your dinner, guys.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, have a nice
And,
dinner, guys.
It's a
It's great
formal
that you
dinner,
guys could tune in
have
as
to be
well.
there.
Okay.
Specific. So,
Okay, get that tax on and off you go.
thank you. Guys. Take care.
Okay, see you later, guys. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, so Claude disappears into the snow. Tooth looks on. Oh, what do you think, Knuckleheads? What should we do?
Is the body still here? Is it dead?
Oh, very obviously dead.
Okay.
Uh,
Is the weasel talking if we try like an hello?
It just cocks its head at you.
Well, I guess that's your orb, Valine. We found it. I'm sorry about your friend. from the
He's
Arcane
not my
Brotherhood.
friend. He's a traitor. Stole the professor for me. He is no friend.
Daz, just for precaution, Daz is gonna kneel a little bit and going to cast Eyes of the Grave, and he can detect location of any undead within 6 feet.
Any ability 6. Okay, you don't detect any undead.
Okay, so Daz gonna say, yeah, looks like we don't have an undead nearby for now, so I think it's safe to check the body.
Okay, who's checking the body? If anybody.
Yeah, I think Daz is gonna go ahead and approach and see if the weasel is gonna do something or not.
Okay.
So, yeah, just a note: Bones is with Dars, and Bones is kind of snaring at the weasel.
Okay, so you approach. You assume the seems pretty obvious. It's the corpse of Naz Lantomir. So the orb is right there. You very easily reach out and grab it. Do you grab it?
Yes.
Make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Wow. Oh. What? Of course.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant. So as you see Dars approach, you see from under the snow, this ghostly white visage goes. And it looks around and we seem to be waiting for this opportunity. And the reason your eyes of the grave didn't detect it, it was hiding under the snow, just peeking through from behind the corpse. So that's why your eyes of the grave didn't see it. And then this creature dives into the body of Dars. And Dars, you're not in control of your action, so let me do it. And you see the creature Dars look around with the blue eyes in his eyes and says, "You, villain! You thief and you coward!" And she looks around and says, "What are you trusting this woman for? She deals in the dead. She cannot be trusted. Slay her where she is. She is greedy. She's manipulative. Slay her where she stands." And Valin folds her arms and says, "Oh, I don't think so. I am with the Neverlost Knuckleheads now. And you, Naslatamir, you need to leave Dars alone." Says, "No, this body is mine. You should kill her. She deals with the dead. She raises the dead. She's pathetic. Kill her where she stands." What did the rest of you do as Naslatamir and Valin go at it?
What a powerful bond you have with this world since you died more than 4 days ago, and your spirit still stays. I hear what you say about Valine, but we've been with her for more than 10 days, and she's been nothing but a nice lady. She helped us defeat a dragon.
She is doing this to prove her loyal to you, but trust me, she will stab you in the back when she gets what she wants. You're best. Tell you what, you leave her here to die. If she's the great powerful magic user that she claims to be, you will survive. I will join you on this. Let's be honest. I know why you're here, villain. You're after the codicil of white. I know where it is. And if you guys wish to find it, unlock the mysteries of her reel, then I suggest you slay her where she stands, and I will take you to the codicil of white myself. The villain raises an eyebrow. Oh, I don't think so, Ness. We will find it with or without your help. And she says, oh, I don't think so. It is hidden, and only I know where it is. So if you, friends, kind of spits on the ground, of this vile woman, Villain, wish to find the codicil of white and unlock its secrets, I suggest you slay her where she stands.
I do not know of your quarrel with your friend, and I wish that only you could part peacefully. You are possessing one of my friends, and despite his lack of hygiene, he's still I'm very fond of him. And
I use the diapers now.
he's trying his best. I would like my friend back. If you look there, your time on this earth has passed. Perhaps if you can help us, and you say you know where the codicil is, if you tell us, we can finish your task.
We need this body to find it. But if it's so precious to you, more precious to you than the life of Villain, and it moves really, really close to the ice, so you have a choice to make. This is all for your benefit. If you slay this vile woman, I will not only spare this body, I will take you to where the codicil of white is. And you see there's a 50-foot drop to the cliff below, and standing on the edge, you get the impression that if Dars survives the fall, which he probably will, he's going to be submerged into freezing cold water. His death won't be far away. And Dars, I'd say you would get another saving throw, but you don't get another saving throw. You are possessed for the foreseeable future. No saving throws. So you have a choice. Side with me. I will control this body and take you to the codicil of white. And when we find it, maybe we think about me letting this body go. But in the meantime, you have a choice. Slay the evil necromancer, never find the codicil of white, or side with me and your friend's body will persist. The choice is yours. And as I said, standing really close to the cliffside.
What about we meet halfway and we all work together? We don't have to slay Valine and you work with us. You're welcome to join us.
You do not understand what I'm saying. She's a necromancer. She has evil in her heart. Surely you've seen the spell she's done. Necromancer, sucking life from one creature to heal herself. She is wicked to the core.
Then she's an expert at dealing with dead people such as yourself. Perhaps she can even extend
no.
give you back your body.
No. There is not a slightest possibility I will ever side with the villain. You need to make your choice. And villain says, he is right. She is right. We have our differences. I too will never work together with her. And why are you even listening to her? I've been by your side all this time. Do you see the orb that is stolen from me? The orb that recognized me? Slay this creature where it stands. That may be bad news for ours, but do not side with this creature. Seems a bit of history between villain and this creature. And as you're pondering this very difficult decision, off in the distance you hear the ring of a school bell. Ding, 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 ding. And Malcolm needs to go pick up his kids, and this seems like a good spot to leave it. As Jory and Tooth
That's
and Claw.
literally a cliffhanger.
Yep, cliffhanger on the cliff. But I really do need to dash, guys. But fun playing with you guys as ever. But I need to get
Yes, thanks, Malcolm.
the kids. Okay, cool. Take care, guys. Good night and good evening, depending on